Centuries ago, before the age of modern science, man invented beer, and things were good. Now, these knuckleheads just sit around and talk about beer on the Portland Beer Club podcast.
Got the good mic.
Yeah, I just got to turn you up. Your voice is so light on this thing, even when you sound loud.
I don't know why. How?
Yeah.
It's so breathy.
Yeah,
I'm doing my beef impression.
my best beef.
Nipples.
Fresh hops.
The best thing is we're recording right now, so episode 110, you guys. Guys. So, yeah. It's almost, tomorrow is the first day of fall. This is the last day of summer, 2024.
Who says? You don't say. You don't get to make that.
Calendars say,
Oh.
Marcus.
No, astronomers say
That's the only
it.
thing.
Astronomers say it. It's astrological.
I don't know.
Wait.
I think it's astronomical,
calendars
not
are the only thing we can
astrological.
trust these days.
God, fucking feels like it.
I don't even know what's
God.
I brought it way down.
Good Lord. So last show, Farkas, you weren't here, but we
Boo.
kicked off Fresh Hop
No
season
shit,
with a
boo.
couple of... We had
God.
one Fresh Hop on the show, didn't we?
I think you had two.
You guys had a couple of
They
them.
were both Stormbreakers, right?
I listened to
Or
the
no, there was a
show.
Boss Rambler.
Yeah, the Boss Rambler wasn't great.
God.
I'm not sure any of the fresh hops you had were great on the show last time.
I've only had like one or two good ones, I feel, this year. And I've had quite a few.
We had several fresh hops when we watched footballs,
Mhm.
Yep.
and the ones that we had 2 weeks ago. Honestly, I can't tell you any of them that stood out as amazing.
Yep, agreed.
There were several that were okay.
I mean, like some of the who are they?
Great Notion?
Yes.
Hetty Alice.
The Great Notion ones were
Great
good.
Notion stood
They
out.
were good. They stood out. Didn't necessarily get.
They weren't wow, but they were good.
Yeah, they weren't.
Yes,
they weren't very
agreed.
hop forward considering they were Great Notion IPAs. But
Well, one of them was a West Coast too, which was
Right.
surprising, but it looked like a hazy.
yeah. That
Oh,
was
like
weird.
that's typily a good sign.
Yeah.
I feel for
You would
like
think
for like
so,
hops,
yeah, but it didn't
for the
quite
hop
work
forward
out that
burst.
way.
Yeah.
So here's the lesson I'm learning, and I probably say this every year, but
You're learning.
it seems like
Drink fresh
when
hop
fre-
lagers.
When fresh hop, no.
Oh.
When fresh hops come out, they start out with like the worst ones, and then they end with the best ones. And here's my point:
You mean
is
do
that
you mean the best beers or the best hops?
the best beers? They,
Okay.
For me, quality-wise, the worst ones come out at the very beginning, and then they just tend to get better towards the end.
Fresh Hop Elliott
right
was
now,
the
I'm not-
one exception.
Yeah, I'm not getting a lot
Yeah.
of that grassy. Well, but Elliott this year wasn't.
Yeah,
very
but
good.
in previous years it was
under normal circumstances,
really good.
Yeah,
And it comes out
Well,
early
not
in
normal
August,
anymore,
but-
Sean. God, too soon.
Yeah. That New Mexico brewery.
yeah. What do they know about
Up
beer?
and coming. Maybe they'll make it to Oregon someday.
More like down and going.
Yeah,
But like,
ooh.
I have not had very many grassy fresh IPAs in the last week. I'm not saying they've all been great, but they're just more.
They just taste like a regular IPA, not
Yeah,
fresh hop.
Yeah.
I would agree with
And
that.
Are they different breweries or are they from the same
Yeah.
breweries?
Different breweries, 5 or 6 different breweries.
Yeah. And here's a big game changer. This year, my favorite fresh hop beer was not Wander Jack.
Was it?
The Wander Jack was done with a Citra, and it was not very good.
Really?
I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't very good. I'm comparatively speaking on a
Well,
relative.
last year it was like top tier.
compared to like 80% of the fresh hop beers I have, it'd be in the top 10. But considering it's always my number one, it just wasn't quite there. I like the regular Wanderlust more than I like the Wander Jack this year. So, and even the Mosaic, they're just Breakside's IPA, fresh hop IPA with Mosaic was pretty damn good. Had that on tap yesterday.
What was the one I brought up? Breakside, their first fresh IPA. XPA.
Yeah,
That wasn't great.
it's fine.
It was okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, but it wasn't like up to the Breakside
Yeah.
standard that
So-
I
Agreed.
expect.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you missed it last week. I brought a crowler of it over to Toby's for football was their black IPA fresh hop.
Oh,
That
that
was-
Breaksides?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember them doing that previously.
So I had more on tap last night. I've been to Breakside 3 times in the last week.
I know you're like a regular there all of a sudden.
You're turning into my wife.
Carrie and I went.
Do you guys have a toddler or something that I'm not aware of?
Carrie and I went last Friday just for the two of us. So let's just go there, hang out. And then we were meeting my cousins, and they said, well, I listed off a bunch of places. They picked Breakside. Yesterday, I was meeting an old friend from my my restaurant days, and her husband picked Breakside. I'm like, I'm not going to say no, because right now they are killing it on the fresh hop menu. So, and they threw a surprise and had a fresh hop double Wanderlust, which was pretty damn good. I think I have a can of it in my bag. Maybe.
Noise.
Right on.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's interesting because, like, I mean, I've only been there once, but the beers there in Beaverton were just kind of like their run-of-the-mill grocery store beers.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden they've got all this
Oh, they're fresh
these
hop
one-off
crazy right
stuff
now.
is
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah. They had a couple things on the menu that weren't fresh hop that you don't normally see. They had the West Coast Best Coast, which is pretty good. But they had something I'd never heard of on the menu, a West Coast IPA, never seen. But I didn't want to risk ordering that and missing out on fresh hop.
Yeah.
And I got into a great conversation on last Sunday with one of the guys that works there just about how they do their fresh hops. And he doesn't even really prefer fresh hop IPAs. And I'm like, you and I would never be friends.
Let's have a discussion on that. He says, the guy from Breakside says, the thing that showcases Fresh Hop's best was
For him is Pilsners and Lagers, which
Yeah.
is what I like. I'm like, what a waste.
What?
What a waste of hops. But
That guy who works in the industry knows nothing.
But I think
Correct.
But I think he's more of a Pilsner Lager guy.
What's his name, Jeff?
He was a nice guy, but we did not agree on beer styles. But
I just don't. I would be curious as to.
he did agree that most breweries screw up fresh hop beer.
Yeah.
He did agree with that.
I'd be curious as to why he thinks lagers showcase fresh hops the best.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
I
mean,
was standing at the counter talking to him. There's customers behind me, so it wasn't a long.
no,
conversation.
yeah, but they don't matter. We need to figure this out.
Right now.
He seemed quite knowledgeable. I mean, he knew the whole process of how Breakside collects their fresh hops, and they do the cryo freeze or something on it before they.
Yeah, I'm sure that's
Yeah.
a great way to do it.
He said that's why you don't get that grassy flavor with any of the Breakside fresh hops. He said that's one of the keys to
I'm sure that's
getting rid of
a
that.
big part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what the cryo does is it freezes all the vegetal matter and the stuff with water in it. And it leaves behind. That's why you have cryo hops like in pellet form. But they do the same thing. It's just not a fresh hop, and it drops out all the vegetal matter, and then you're just left with the lupulin and the oil and all that kind of stuff. And so if they're doing that with the fresh hops, they're probably getting something similar.
So it's not just that it's frozen, but it's frozen and then separated or
Yes.
like shook out somehow.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Things freeze at different temperatures and whatnot, and
Sure.
break off and get knocked off, and that's how they. Yeah.
So this isn't bad, Jim.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's okay.
Gigantic, Centennial
Yeah.
fresh hop.
This is much better than I anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, boy, I'll tell you what. The one brewery that I'm never, and you guys are gonna have to remind me this next year. Don't ever buy a Stormbreaker fresh hop. I mean, unless you
They
like
had
it.
17 of them,
I
didn't
know,
they? This
something like it was crazy.
They always have
And
a
they all tasted like a patch of grass to me. And they don't make bad beers. Sasquatch, Stormbreaker.
Stormfacer.
Jeez Louise. They make drinkable beer, and but for whatever reason, I just cannot connect with their fresh hops. There's only 2 fresh hop beers coming out still that I have not had. Obviously, Pallet Jack hasn't come out yet, and Killer Green from Double Mountain. I love Killer Green. I don't know
That
why.
was on tap at Cascadia Tap House.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Oh,
bottles.
so it's out. Oh,
the
okay.
Killer Red is out in bottles, but Killer Green we were there this morning.
I'm still waiting to see. I'm still waiting to see if Great Notion comes out with fresh hop ripe, because last year
We had it last
They
week.
did. Yeah, at Toby's.
We had it at Toby's last week.
bastards.
I saw a can of it today. I almost bought it. We had it last
The
week.
hazy. No, not. No, I mean the West Coast
Yeah.
ripe.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
that's what it was. The West Coast, wasn't it?
I don't
I
remember.
thought it was.
Because last year the fresh hop West Coast ripe
I don't
and the
remember
fresh
at
hop
all.
Wanderlust were the 2 clear top best fresh hop beers for me.
I feel like it was hazy.
Was it hazy?
And it was
They
the,
did
it
both
was
last
the,
year.
It
They
was
did
the
hazy
Dune.
and they did West Coast.
It was the Dune, I think, that was a West Coast.
Yeah, but that's not. Yeah,
Right, that's a
So, yeah.
one-off
The Dune
specific.
was fine.
but-
It wasn't.
It was
great,
fine.
but-
Yeah.
yeah.
So these guys, this can says that
Needed more
the gigantic people picked these delicious Centennial hops fresh from Crosby Farms. How do you pick something not fresh?
Oh, it can be rotting fruit on the vine. Why not? That's not fresh.
So if you pick something it's not fresh, you can pick something and it's not fresh.
Yeah. If you let I picked corn from my garden and it was not fresh.
Well, it was freshly picked. That's what they're saying. It's freshly picked.
Well,
Depend.
Marcus, you
Yeah,
gotta make the
that's
can sound
words.
pretty.
Words mean things, and that is that's a double entendre.
All right.
Entendre.
I'm picking apart marketing, which is
So
really smart.
for
of me to do.
mystery beers, I know you want to do a double back-to-back, but I do think I should go first,
Why?
just based on style.
Okay.
Well, tell us what it is, and I'll let you know.
Well, when I would, I think it would make more sense to do them at the same time. The two that I had. That's why I was mentioning a second glass. Oh.
They're not rinsed out. I thought you meant like.
No,
one
that's
and do the other.
that's fine. We can do them side by side, or
Okay.
like one right
Okay.
after another, not
Okay.
side by side.
Is anybody ready for a pour?
It's not going to be the
Sure,
same though.
I am.
It's going to suck.
So, do we want to talk about the Yes Please list of fresh hop beer that we've had so far? Like, do you have a top?
I gotta use my phone to do that. I made a list.
Oh,
so
you did. Oh, okay.
So give me your-
wait for a second.
glass, and I'll give you this.
Jeez, God.
I'm a
What just
child.
happened?
Yeah, and now can I have some beer after that? Jeez. Wash it down with. What the hell is this?
Smell throwing you off?
It's a lager.
Yeah, it is a lager. I mean, I had a little bit of the fresh hop. I should have rinsed my glass. Still think it's a lager? I haven't tried it yet.
Oh yeah, it's just like Labatt Blue. Do they make a fresh hop Labatt Blue? Some sort of Helles.
That's pale in color.
Kind of sweet.
It's definitely a little sweet. It's not. Yeah, it's borderline.
I figured you guys would think I was going to do a fresh hop beer just because
Fresh hop Helles.
would have been such a me move to do, so I went with something completely different.
Your favorite style.
I mean, this fits a Helles. For sure. It's not got a
Could-
lot of bitterness.
Could it be an Oktoberfest?
I think it's too light in color for a fest beer. What do you think? I think the malt's not quite coming out enough.
Yeah, it's not quite.
It's a little bit.
It's not
if
quite
it is a
amber
fest beer,
enough.
it's not quite right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Some sort of Helles or something. That's what I think.
I will say this: it recently won some high accolades in a little taste off. I can't remember where it was at, but I just read about it. That's why I picked it up.
Say
today.
at your house last night.
My uncle's
was
house.
that a Bob's Bunker
He
Bar?
Bob's Bunker
He
Bar.
loved it.
Triple B.
Yeah, that's right. He got a triple B. Wow. Yeah, I don't know, Hellas of some sort, and I don't think it's fresh hopped. If it is, I can't tell.
It is not fresh hopped.
It's fine. It's decent.
Yeah. Any guess on the brewer? It's a collab, but who
It's a collab.
but who's the primary release on it? Do you think
Gold Dot and Heater Allen.
Gold Dot? Gold Dot is the secondary.
I was gonna say Gold Dot. Yeah,
They're
was
not
my
the
first.
I'm getting
one.
that. I'm getting that esteriness from the.
Gold Dot
That
is
little cheesy.
they're the
Yeah,
collab, but
yeah.
it's not their can.
It's not their can.
Oh, is it Chuckanut?
No, it says with a sad face emoticon.
Is it? I don't know. I don't know who else they'd collab. Who'd they collab with? I mean,
Oh, Forland.
that's a good guess.
That's because they're down that way.
Fort George? Would they collab with them?
I could see it. I don't know. I feel like they get their fingers out there. They'd be happy to brew with anybody.
So
I could see. I could see
Advice.
this being like a cathedral tree type thing with Fort George.
What was the guess on style?
Hellas.
Helles.
Okay.
Yeah. Some sort of maltier lager.
It's definitely
Maltier
not a
light
hop
lager.
forward. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
pretty damn close. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Maybach.
it's all in that area. You know.
So who else would Breakside?
Is it local?
Wayfinder.
It is.
Wayfinder.
It is local.
Rosenstadt.
No.
Is Waggle House.
No.
Is it someone who's known for
You
their?
guys are going all Germans at this
Yeah,
point.
I
well,
know,
the,
we're going-
lagers.
We're going
Yeah, that's what I'm
lager. Is it
thinking.
not a lager brewery?
Great Notion?
They do everything.
They do
Brewery.
everything.
Brewjos.
Oh, then it's It's not Great Notion. Not Breakside.
McMinimans.
Widmer.
Why did I get a
3
laugh?
mugs.
3 mugs. Blind satyr.
I'm just gonna
Go
pull
for it. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Hetty
Oh,
Alice.
Hetty Alice.
Hetty Alice and Blue Dot.
I guess yeah, they do loggers
It
once
is
in a
a
while.
fest
And it's
beer.
a fucking fest beer.
It's a fest beer.
Really? We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Right now, we got a show going and everything.
We do?
Yeah,
Oh,
feel free.
I think we should table this till after.
till after the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about things that aren't beer related for now.
This is pretty good.
It's decent.
It's a little bit
It's our second anniversary.
more golden than
fest beer.
golden tasting that I would like, or like a little bit sweet, just like
Still
straight
sweet.
like sugary sweetness for me. Not exactly sugary, but yeah, just a little bit too much of that. I want a little bit more
It was
like
brewed with the spirit of cheerful collaboration. That's why
Ah.
it's a little brighter. Yeah,
well, fest beers aren't amber.
Well,
No.
they kind of are.
Marzens are amber.
I think you meant Märzen.
Oh, pardon. This is true.
Don't forget your umlaut.
I forgot my umlaut.
Yeah, that's right. Well, let's talk about that because fest beer was is what makes beer good.
Oh, it is. I
Oh, it
you
is?
added that.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
I thought you did that just because you saw that.
No,
All right.
no.
So fest beer is what makes beer good. And the reason I brought that up is because last year we talked about fresh hop, so we did that, and that's that time of year. Well, the other thing this time of year is fest beer.
Oh, you're missing the best part of this season. Pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin spice.
You know what? I'm not seeing pumpkin.
We
beers.
already talked about pumpkin beer last year too.
But I have
Not as many.
I have not seen a lot of pumpkin beers this year.
You
Usually
look
they're
concerned.
Usually they're up by like August.
Are you okay? You look
No, I'm
concerned.
happy because I hate them.
Because I hate them, eh?
Can't stand them, you know.
That was your fat bastard coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of pumpkin beer, but I've just not been. Although I don't go into Safeway much anymore either. So.
All of the Elysians
Okay.
are out in the
Yeah,
stores.
are they?
So yeah.
I mean, I've seen a ton of Oktoberfest style beers, fest beers, and all that, but I've not seen much on the pumpkin.
There are 2 or 3 different pumpkin ones. Like they have a stout. And
Oh
then,
yeah.
they're all.
They're Budweiser pumpkin beers.
Yeah.
So fest beer. So fest beer appearance. You're right, Beef. It says it's a deep gold color, yellow to gold color. Should not have amber hues.
Definitely
clear
didn't
coast, of
didn't
course.
research this
Yeah.
earlier.
The aroma is moderate malty richness, doughy. Just kind of like a lot of malts. The flavor is the same thing. It's like it's not malt. It shouldn't have any hop presence or very minimal hop presence. You shouldn't get spiciness from the noble hops that are used, and it should be a malt-driven beer. And it should be very clean lager, which this is pretty clean. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's a fest beer. Do you think they nailed it?
I feel like it's almost a little too sweet.
You're kind of our resident fest
I think
beer
so.
fan.
Yeah.
So
I'd agree with that.
what do you? It's a little too sweet.
Yeah. For I like a little more balance, a little more bitterness in there
Okay.
personally. But it's
I-
I'm sure it's too style.
And
Like clearly.
Yeah.
what I have to say about that beer doesn't matter because I don't know that beer style.
What do you think of that
I
beer?
I would never buy that again. I bought that for you guys.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't.
I'm
buy,
sure
I
you
didn't
did.
buy that for me, and that doesn't mean the beer is good or bad. 'Cause-
Would you? Did you have to choke it down, or are you just like, it's just not a beer? I mean, it's
Oh,
fine,
it's
but it's not a beer
drinkable.
that.
And it's also light enough that I feel like you can do it pretty quickly.
It was drinkable. I mean, but it's just not my style. Just like Belgian beers and all that stuff. Not my thing.
I was trying to find the
It was a-
ABV on this thing.
It was a little bit more estery than what I expected.
This is a little. It's got a little bit of ester
But
from the yeast.
that's Gold Dot Heater Allen for you.
The listeners out there, what are esters?
Esters are the phenol type of.
For the listeners out there, what is phenol?
It's like the
It's like the penis of the yeast.
the main flavors that you would get out of like a saison, like the bubblegum and like sometimes
Okay.
Band-Aidy flavors, but it's a like secondary or even tertiary flavor for these style of beers.
Okay.
Is also a flavor that is in Coors Banquet purposefully.
In general, for lager yeast, you actually don't want esters. It should be really clean. Like a Mexican lager, right, or something like that.
Don't tell the Germans that.
That's, I mean, it depends on the lager. That's true. For fest beer, I think it's supposed to be very clean.
Yeah, that was not clean enough.
Like, it should be, like, what's the difference between that? Okay, so I know the difference between that and a Vienna. Vienna is a little more amber. A little
Sweeter,
more,
even
a little
sweeter.
More toasty malt, maybe?
Yes,
Yeah.
darker malts for sure. Yeah, that was another style that came up as in a similar vein to Oktoberfest, Marzen, and is there another one in there that I'm missing? No, Fest beer, Oktoberfest. Yeah.
Okay. I would never drink any German style beers unless I was at a restaurant or a bar that specializes in German beers. Like when we go to Prost, I can sit and drink German beers the whole time and I don't have a problem.
Why
with
is
it.
that? Because you're a product of your environment?
I don't like mixing German beers with other beers, and I don't want to drink German beers at home.
What about? I bet you I can think of another place you would go and do it.
Where's that?
Germany.
No.
Belgians only.
I would just,
Yeah.
No.
Just
Swedish beer.
Labatt's Blue only.
Swedish.
Only Swedish beers in
Canadian
Germany.
beer.
Tsingtao.
I just want Canadian beer.
Yeah.
So there are only 6 breweries in Germany that are allowed to name a beer Oktoberfest.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Why?
Because they have to be based in Munich.
So it's like bourbon.
Kind of.
To make
Yeah.
bourbon, and it's like tequila. To make tequila, you can only come from whatever county that is in
Yeah.
Mexico.
It's Spaten, Hacker, Porsche, or Pschorr. I don't know.
Sure.
Delicious.
Paulner, Hofbrau, Augustiner, and Lowenbrau are the only ones that are allowed to use that within.
Lowenbrau.
Yeah.
See, Lowenbrau is one of those beers I forget that's like a German. You think that's like Michelob.
Like a U.S. made up.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's make it sound German.
Mm-hmm. It's like
So
like Benderbrow.
Benderbrow.
Futurama.
So Shits, is there any way you would a fest beer could appeal to you?
It has to be in fall. It has to
Right
be-
now, like, is normally fest beer time, but it's too warm right now.
Yeah,
Like, it
today
doesn't
was-
really sound
today
that
was a
great to
warm
me.
day.
I had 2 this past week, both German, and they were delicious.
Yeah.
It was cooler though. Like, how about today
It
where
was.
it's 80 degrees
Yeah.
out?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, when we go to Prost, I have a great time, and you order all the.
Why
different
is it
German
just
beers.
Prost? Like, why is it Prost is?
Is
Well,
it the
'cause
food too?
Is it? Yeah. Is
no,
it part?
because Prost has the whole food cart thing out there, so you can get a whole mix of food.
Yeah.
Um,
Is it the Lederhosen you're wearing? What
Texas,
is it?
Texas barbecue.
Later condoms.
Later. Wait, you wear how many condoms do you wear at a time?
4. That's what
Does
I
that mean
wear.
your condoms have suspenders? And
Yeah,
how does
I
that
think
work?
so, yeah.
I want to see that. No, I
No,
don't.
they just cut off short.
It's one condom with 4 straps going to it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And you go down there and go, Ricola. No, but
So not really.
I like German restaurants, and that's where I'll generally drink German beers. I would not go to a bar that has 3 good IPAs and order a German beer
yeah.
in the middle of that.
Me
'Cause
neither.
just, if I'm going to drink IPA, I want to drink IPA, and I usually don't vary off of that unless we're going to finish off with a barrel-aged something or other. So, yeah, that's just... But, I'm very narrow-minded in my beer drinking, in my selections, of my taste of beer. And
We all
aware
get
of
that way.
But some people are real versatile and can drink all kinds of stuff.
I'm kind of like you though. I don't really seek out malt-driven beers that much,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Not
like
very
fest
often.
beer, I don't really buy.
Yeah.
I don't mind drinking it a little bit on occasion, but yeah, I'm never gonna like you said. I don't go to the store and go, okay, let me find a good fest beer or 2 or 3. It's like, oh, there's IPAs over here that I want to try or whatever
Yeah.
instead or whatever.
Yeah, and I mean,
That's fair.
I used to frequent the Oktoberfest at Widmer all the time, and that was almost all German beers. But
Yeah.
again, you're drinking all German beers, so that you're not throwing your palate off.
Yeah.
Burp.
I suppose I did that at Mount Angel too.
Right.
Drank a
Have you
bunch
been
of-
to that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go back in the day when it used to be fun, or because I've heard
I don't know.
I heard
When
they had to tame it down.
I could
Oh.
see that.
You go back in the sticker day.
Yes, I went then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where you wake up with stickers in places you had no idea people were putting stickers there.
Yeah, we went to Mount Angel after 9/11.
Oh, geez.
Like it was 9/11 happened. It was
When
like
you
a
say
month
we, you
later.
and Rebecca?
Me and
Oh,
some
I
friends.
thought it was
Okay.
like that same day.
Actually, Rebecca was like, no, it wasn't going then.
I can't imagine Rebecca liking Oktoberfest.
She drove.
You guys,
Oh, jeez.
you
was the
guys,
driver.
you guys are gonna hate this, but I was in 9th grade.
And
I was
and you
in the
got into
workforce.
Mount Angel in 9th grade? Wow.
Yeah,
you don't
I
look that
flew
old.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oktoberfest in Mount Angel was.
Drink this.
I haven't been in probably 20 years.
Yeah, that's how long. That's the last time I went.
I heard that they had to tame things down because it got out of hand, but who knows if it's built back up again, the whole sticker thing. It's kind of like the beads at Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how everyone
If
has
you had
described
killer
it to me.
stickers, you were going to see some boobies.
Yeah.
And maybe touch some boobies. I never did because I never had killer stickers. But, are we moving on to the next one?
We can. Do we want to talk about this mystery beer that I had?
So, yeah.
Any thoughts? It's a little bit darker than that last one, huh?
Is this like a... I'm getting a Sierra Nevada vibe off of this. Like Sasquatch or whatever that's called, or...
I'm actually a little confused by it.
Confused.
What's their beer? Is it Sasquatch? No, it's the... What's their annual beer? Their...
Sierra Nevada?
Oh, Narwhal?
Not Narwhal. Narwhal's a stout.
Oktoberfest?
Not...
Kellerweiss. Summer lager.
Stop it.
Torpedo.
It does have the color of torpedo.
It's not torpedo.
I've said the wrong thing, and it's led.
And it's led us to just like firing off a
I think
bunch
I've made
of...
a huge mistake.
I think when you tell me what this is, it's going to be what I'm thinking of. I'm just not verbalizing.
Well, don't worry about it.
Well, it's not Sierra Nevada, so
there's
I think you're
always
wrong.
money in the banana stand.
This is...
No, there's money
I'm a little-
in the banana stand.
I'm confused by this because I feel like it wants to be a lager. I think it is a lager, but it's got a lot of bitterness to it.
A little bit of bitterness, yeah. There's some sweetness, though.
There's some sweetness for sure.
Yeah, I like the malt flavor of this more than
That's
the
why I'm confused is because
Gold Dot.
because I feel like I think this is a lager, but there's enough strangeness about it that I'm like, maybe it's an ale, but yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm still
this
stuck in my
point.
thought, and I can't get out of it now.
But you got,
So
you got
what's-
two versions of this beer? Is that what you said?
Mm-mm.
Oh no, it's just a side by side.
Side by side.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought this was a flight. Okay, never mind.
It's the same brewery.
Okay.
No, that might give things away. It won't. It's a Portland brewery.
Is it Portland Brewing?
I think
that
this.
old?
I think this is a lager.
That is correct. It is a lager.
Yeah. Okay.
So Wayfinder.
Well, I don't know, but see this is where I'd go. Like I thought maybe this be a
The
fest
brewery
beer.
has been stated on the show before as a guest previously, so
As
as a guest for your beer.
today it's already been
Today.
Well, you guys listed every brewery in Portland.
Well-
so that doesn't really help.
McMinimans.
Whitmer.
The color and the fact that it's fairly hoppy and then malty as well is kind of like I'm not sure what style it is. That's the confusing part as well. So yeah, I'm not sure. Märzen maybe, but if it's a Märzen, it's way too hoppy.
It's
It
a
is.
Märzen.
Wow.
Who is that? Rosenstadt?
Yep, Rosenstadt
Okay.
Märzen.
Wow.
So does that mean the other beers are Rosenstadt too?
It does. Hey, you got one right.
You blew the
Sean
secret.
listens to you sometimes.
Sometimes.
How do you do it? How'd you get him to do it? Tell me.
First responder.
Yeah. First responder with loggers, apparently.
Bring 2 loggers on the show,
Yeah.
then he'll respond.
The beer he says he doesn't really like, bring that.
This one reminds me of a slightly sweeter, less bitter Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Okay.
What
And
do you
that
think about
is-
the bitterness on that for a Märzen? Do
I
do you
like
think
it.
it's appropriate? Or
Well,
I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying
I-
it's confusing me because
It's definitely not like German style. It matches more Sam Adams style because theirs is quite bitter.
Gotcha.
So it's just, I guess, the American take on it. The American palate wants a little bit more bitterness. I don't know.
Could be. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
well,
true.
for your second mystery beer, I'm
What do you
guessing
like better
Rosenstadt.
between the fest beer and the Märzen?
I like the
Sean?
Märzen better.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
You can't
My
verbalize it.
brain
Can't
just told me I
vocalize
like
it.
it better.
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
it
I just say words.
It's not.
like the
It's
like
not
the
as sweet.
Yeah.
Everything was too sweet for me.
Okay.
So
How about you?
Drinking a Chardonnay.
Beef.
I think I like the Märzen better.
Do you?
Yeah, but I think I like it because of the sweetness better. It's a darker malt sweetness. There's a little bit more nuance to it than just like sugar.
So while you're pouring this, go back to fest beer real quick. Tell me what you like. Like, what is it that you're looking for in a fest beer? Because you're kind of like the one that would be the most
I'll be honest.
the expert on
this is the first year that I kind of did a little bit more in-depth research and realized that Fest beers were that much lighter than Martins.
Me too. I actually was like, I thought they were a little ambery.
And so, yeah.
And maybe maybe it's just because the ones I've had have been not quite to style.
And I feel like
and I don't brew them. So.
Yeah, and I feel like U.S. breweries are kind of a little bit more open with how they label things. Just like Oktoberfest can be anything from like nearly as dark as a stout to.
I mean, yeah, they're gonna what's gonna sell my beer? That's what they're gonna do.
Right.
And it's like this time of year we need to put out a fest beer because that's gonna sell because people are looking for fest beers. So.
But yeah, I was surprised at how sweet that was. But the two, I think I had one Oktoberfest and one Marzen from Germany. Of course, I can't remember what the breweries are, but
Dead Guy from Rogue.
No, that's a Kellerweiss.
Rogue. Yeah,
they had that little bit of non-clean finish from the yeast, and it was just like a perfect addition to the sweetness on the finish, where these finish a little bit more drier and more bitter.
I kind of feel that European beers in general, we've never had a good version, except for maybe like Mixed Culture. Because
that could be.
I mean, think about having an American beer that's shipped over to Europe and then you try it. Like, it's not going to be.
Look what happened when Stone tried opening a brewery over there.
Yeah, right.
As fresh as it could goddamn be.
Good point, right? And it's like
didn't work.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that like really I don't understand what German beer is. I probably don't.
That's a very fair point.
I know my friends Jill and Rich went to Germany, and like they're now that's like all they'll drink almost. I mean,
do they think that? Oh,
that's why we went to Prost because they just love German beer so much.
So do they think the beer here is similar to what they had in Germany?
They haven't really knocked anything since they've been back, but you know. German beers aren't hop forward, so how much are they going to dissipate when they come? What flavors are going to dissipate when they come over?
Yeah, I mean, some Belgian like pale ales and things like that. I guess like Orval is supposedly super hoppy if you get it fresh, but here it's like a malty. It's not hoppy. Right. It's not a hoppy beer at all, and it's like it's just falling off.
Yeah, but they fell in love with German beer when they were over there, and that's like their primary beer that they drink now here. So
interesting.
Yeah.
I suppose if you made it like as a home brewer and you copied recipes from Germany and you made it here, you'd come up with something similar, I imagine.
Oh, great.
I would think
next
so,
brew
right?
day? God damn it.
Do you want it to be?
No.
What kind of a German beer do you want me to brew?
IPA.
A German IPA?
Or a barrel-aged stout from Germany. Can you do a barrel-aged Märzen?
Sure.
Yeah. That would probably be good.
You can barrel age anything with nipples.
Can you milk a cat, Greg?
So what beer doesn't have nipples? You did not.
Well, yeah. I don't know.
So another Rosenstadt beer.
Yeah.
This tastes exactly the same to me.
This is a collab with Gold Dot, isn't it?
Yet? Is it still the same one?
No, I did. It's a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
Definitely still amber in color. Not as yellow and pale as yours was.
So would this be like a Maibach or a Bach?
It is not.
I don't know this German style, so I'm just.
This one has
right. Yeah, you just turned it against the wall.
Where's my periodic table over here?
This one has a similar amount of bitterness.
Yeah, I like it. It fits this beer better than the last one.
This one has a little more toasty malt to it, I think.
I like that too. Yeah.
So I think it's different in that respect.
Doppelbock.
The malt is different.
Doppelbock.
What are you're going down the list
periodic
of
table over here.
Yeah.
From beer mongers. From beer mongers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
This I would. God, what is this? It's okay. They make things hoppier than I expect.
Mm-hmm.
This is more like what I would expect out of like a Vienna lager.
Okay. Yeah. I can taste
in that realm.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't. But it's way more bitter than it should be if it's a Vienna.
It's a schnitzel beer.
Yeah.
Schnitzel?
I was gonna say because like
Schnitzel.
I'm actually
Schnitzel.
enjoying this, and I typically don't enjoy Viennas, and I think it's because they're overly sweet for me.
They are pretty. Yeah, they're pretty mild. You should get some spiciness from the hops, but like bitterness, not really. Yeah.
How do you
Anybody
know so
want
much about
more of
German
this?
beer? That's what I want to know. How do you know so much about German beer?
About what do you mean?
Well, you seem to know a lot about the
I've made
details
Vienna.
of-
I've made
Yeah,
Vienna-
that was a style you were into for a minute.
Yeah, I brewed Vienna Lager
Did you?
several times.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't
I feel
remember
like
that.
I made a pretty good one too
Yeah.
for what it was.
Okay.
But then the last time I brewed it, it just sat for like a year. I'm like, because I just was like, yeah, I'm done with this. It's just too
Right.
it's too malt driven. Like it was good for a time, but I don't drink it often enough in the fall.
I was gonna say it's good in the spring and the fall in that transitional weather. You
But
don't want
then
it
it
too
was
hot,
like-
but not too
But
cold.
even then, I was having like 1 or 2 a week. So then, like one keg finally kicked. I had another full keg of it, and I'm like, can I give this away to some? Like, how do I?
Who has a kegerator?
Yeah, because like I want hops now,
Give it
and
away to
I'm
charity.
yeah.
So any
So-
guess on the brewery?
Rose. Dottel Zeugelhaus.
I think this is a great notion.
I think it's Wayfinder.
Style
I
wise,
honestly can't tell you the difference between this beer and the first beer.
oh really?
I can't. I don't
It's
know.
definitely more like toasty on the malt profile. It's a little darker, more. It's a little less sweet too, I think.
Agreed. Yeah,
Um,
but it's still that like slightly darker
yeah,
toast, like you said, toastier.
which is interesting because I think the color's lighter.
it's
than the
definitely
last beer.
lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So, is this their fest beer?
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, look at you.
Interesting.
Look at you.
Fest beer. Why do you think I ripped these open so quickly as we were talking about this?
Yeah. It's interesting. I don't know. It
I also
doesn't really
thought
follow the style guideline. I mean, this is.
It's darker. It's amber.
It's got some. It's not super
It's
amber,
not- yeah.
It's
But
definitely.
like, look at my Fuller glass. Like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
I
That's
wouldn't
definitely
call
got
that
some amber
pale.
hues to it.
like if I looked at this, I would not call it pale.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's definitely darker than the Hetty Alice Gold Dot
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
But not as dark as their Marzen. But
Yeah. I like this one better. I
yeah,
think.
this is what I expect out of this
That's
style.
what you expect out of fest beer. Is that
Yeah.
what you want out of it?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Expect and want.
You want
yeah.
something that's not to style in the fest beer.
But also, like,
But in the Northwest, you probably get hoppier
right,
versions,
everything's
right?
going to be a little bit right. Yeah, that's just our local culture going in
This
on
is
it.
a more interesting
But
version. This is my favorite lager so far.
but these are also like all of these have been kind of on the sharper end, having some sharp bits to it.
Yeah.
And the German ones are just so fucking smooth.
Yeah.
So smooth.
Yeah. So you think you'd like that even more than this?
Oh yeah, I like
sure.
those. I like those German ones more than any of the three that we've
So
had
get a
today.
German fest beer.
Agreed. Yes. Yep.
Why would they know better than us?
We festival people.
We like fest.
I don't know. Their stir
You
sticks are older.
Americans don't know how to fest so well.
Their swizzle sticks are older.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
And so Sean had to open up a fresh hop sticky hands.
I just had to get some hops in my mouth.
yeah.
Had to.
I don't blame you.
I've heard you.
And-
I've heard you say that so many times.
And this is probably the IPA that everybody's been waiting for fresh hops.
What are your thoughts on it?
It's
'Cause
good. It's
we've
great.
never had fresh hop sticky hands as far as I can remember.
This is the first year they've ever made it.
Is it really?
That I'm aware of.
Or at least canned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they may have had it at the pub or something.
Right.
but,
Yeah. I could see that happening.
It's good. It's
Where does it fall? Okay, talk about your list of fresh hops. Where does it fall in like your list of like best fresh hop beers you've had this
I
year?
made a list of all the stuff I liked.
Yeah.
Let's see. Not
there-
everything, but just the ones that
Is
stood
there a
out.
clear winner at this point right now?
The Sediments of Memory from Fort George was really good,
Really?
and it's a hazy. That was really good.
Wow.
The Volatile Substance from Von Ebert was really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Punk
agree.
rock.
I didn't-
That's the one I had. That's probably my favorite one that I've had so far. Is
Yeah.
Volatile Substance.
The Punk Rock from Barrel
I haven't
was
seen that
pretty
one.
damn drinkable.
Yeah. That's why I grabbed one.
The Wanderlust from Breakside, which I said was better than Wanderjack.
Which
The
which
Mosaic?
can
You're
which
talking
can
about the
color is
Mosaic?
that? Do you
No,
remember?
the Mosaic is just
Oh,
IPA.
that's the IPA.
Yeah, the other one.
The Cascade.
Yeah, I believe so.
That's the one I have.
Yeah, the black IPA from Breakside was fantastic.
Yeah, that was so good.
Super roasty.
Do you know
It
which
was
hop they
The-
used in
I
that?
can't remember. You
Okay.
could probably look on their website.
That's my favorite fresh hop beer.
Yeah, that was really
Seriously.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And you can still
Why-
get it.
why was
Nebulous
it-
has it too.
What about that beer? Because the black IPA has so many other flavors going with it. Why was
You don't-
that so
here's
great?
the thing: you don't get the fresh hops with that beer. The beer's so
What?
damn good. Well, because
So it's just a good. So it's just a good
The
beer.
roastiness.
That's why I was
kicks.
curious. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
The hops
does the
ass.
fresh
Yeah.
hop even come through?
Like it was
hoppy.
It was Armored Fist.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Oh, is it? It's an
Yeah.
imperial.
I don't know if it's an imperial,
I don't
but like
remember.
that's the flavor profile is getting just like that.
Well, I have
Sweet
so many
fruit.
fond memories of Armored Fist back. and
Let's
also
get
the
back on
beer.
From a-
Marcus.
Hey-o.
Back on the beer, please.
You knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
I didn't. Oh no, you were taking me for a ride.
I mean, I'll say most of the Breakside Fresh Hop beers were outstanding. I think Breakside probably gets the gold. For,
Yeah, agreed.
Because
I-
I
so-
didn't have a bad one there. The XPA was their.
That's what I expect out of
least-
them. But the only thing I've had is the XPA so far from Breakside.
Uh-huh.
I've had nothing else, and that was a disappointment
See, the
to me.
Fresh Hop.
It was okay. It was not great.
Did you have the Silver Moon Fresh Hop?
No. I
It
did
comes in a
not.
12-ounce can.
Uh-uh.
It was under $4, so I was like, yeah, I'll grab one. It was a drain pour.
Ugh. The black
It
IPA
tasted like a lager.
was 7.2,
So regular, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
regular.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. but it was outstanding.
So you didn't have Sticky Hands on your list as top IPA?
No, that was.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah, that was my last one. Again, and I haven't had Fresh Hop Pallet Jack yet, which is always my favorite.
Mhm.
Well, that or Wander Jack, but Wander Jack this year just didn't.
I'm surprised that Fresh Hop Hazy made your list.
Yeah, that
That's-
Sediments was really good. I
Mhm.
have
Yeah.
a can downstairs. We can probably drink after the show.
Cool.
It was really, really good. And again, the Great Notions were good. Yeah, but
They were fine.
That was pretty much my list of like standouts. There was a lot of them that were good, but this
The Heady Alice's are good.
Yep,
but,
the Heady
but
Alice's
not
were
like,
good.
Like
Yeah.
Did you
stand
like
out.
the fresh Coast?
Fresh Coast was really
yeah,
good.
I had that
yeah.
last night, but I drank it after something better, so it was hard to, figure
And
out
yeah,
how
after
good
your
yeah.
Imperial as well
Yeah,
too.
right.
Yeah.
The Sticky Hands, the Fresh Hop Sticky Hands, it's great. It's not my favorite, but it's great, and it was much anticipated. I think.
You like it better than the regular Sticky Hands?
That's where I was going next. Yeah.
One more sip. Let me see.
Because the regular's
Like-
very good.
Can you tell a difference from the hops between the regular?
I mean,
Let
'cause
me be the judge of
they
this,
do-
okay?
they
Let me
do-
take a sip.
they do so many variants on Sticky Hands,
That's
and
yeah.
I tend to like regular Sticky Hands the most
Mm.
over most of the variants. This is pretty damn good, I think.
I can smell the fresh hops immediately
yeah,
on the
yeah.
nose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's really
definitely.
good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's got some dankness to
Yeah,
it too.
absolutely.
Yeah,
It's
like
really
weedy
good.
dank thing.
Yeah, I wish I would have. This is the beer I wish I start with because now I've got all that Märzen
Oh.
shit.
Hey now.
That's
Isn't that good?
really good.
Isn't it good?
That might be. That's definitely like top 2 of fresh hop beers I've had.
Yeah.
I've had way less than you, but that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, I have not had anything from Freem yet.
Oh my god, that's good.
Freem always makes a good fresh hop. I haven't had anything.
Yeah, I have one. We'll break.
I haven't
We'll
had
break it
anything-
out.
I haven't had anything from Ferment yet, and they usually do a good job. Do they? Ferment on their fresh hops?
Eh,
No?
I had the Strata.
Nah,
Yeah, it was
just
okay.
Okay. Well, whatever.
I haven't had any fresh hop from Gorges. Oh, sorry. Too soon?
Too fucking soon.
I have
sorry.
a feeling, and Jim, you talked about this downstairs, that had we got our hands on that fresh hop brew host, might have dominated.
I have seen exceedingly good
Yeah.
things about that one.
I'm
yeah.
sure.
But is that just for the trade bait?
I mean, I'm in. I'll buy into that.
Brewhouse kind of dominates everything right now for me.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't make bad beer. Even their worst beers
Well,
are 4.
The beers they make are in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
Right.
what, that's what they
Right,
make.
yeah.
That brewery was built for me. I mean,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what they say, actually.
yeah, built for
And they're
sets.
like our story, built for shits.
and even just the satanic part of it. I mean, just the
yeah,
whole
yeah,
that's
exactly.
me, man.
Yeah,
Like,
the metal satanic
that is
thing.
so me.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
screw Jesus.
You're always
Jeez.
saying in these incantations that I like Latin.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah.
I belch in satanic.
Aramaic, maybe? I don't even know. Like that, listener.
Yeah, play that backwards.
That is exceedingly good and scary, yes.
Yeah.
He definitely hasn't done that alone in his room for hours at a time.
Carrie wakes up in the night. Stop it!
This is the only time I can practice. The only time I have time to practice.
Oh no, I just meant like it comes out in my sleep.
Oh,
No.
yeah. I thought she was like, "Hey, Sean, quit masturbating again." Yes.
Yes, now folks, definitely. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
good.
this Sticky Hands fresh
Holy
hop is
shit.
fucking good.
Yeah.
Isn't that
It's good.
That nose is
The
amazing.
nose is great, and
Yeah.
the flavor behind it is
That
great, too.
nose I've not gotten on any fresh hop.
Yeah.
Anything like that.
Same for me so far.
Mm.
This is the
Ah,
best
so good.
nose.
Well done, Block
Probably the
15.
best beer.
You killed it. Or as I said last night, yeah, I'm hoping, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's a Northwest IPA.
Do they say what fresh hop is in this?
It's smoother than...
I don't know, but it was freshly handpicked.
Oh, one of those again. Damn it.
Are the hands fresh when they pick them?
Well, they're so fresh, they're sticky. So,
Yeah, they don't say what fresh hop's in it. Well, maybe they do.
have we had fresh hop RPM? Has that happened? Did that happen last year? Didn't it?
No, they had
don't know.
just an IPA that they
just
didn't
did
call it
something.
RPM.
It wasn't RPM. Okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
That'd be another anticipated one to have, I guess.
Fresh picked Citra
There you
hops.
go.
Mm.
Do you guys have a favorite? If you look at a fresh hopped IPA or just beer in general, do you have a favorite hop? You're like, I know this is probably going to be in my wheelhouse.
So I always get confused about all the C's, the C hops.
You confused?
Well, there's one.
They
that I
all
like
look the
more than-
same to me.
Is it Centennial that I like more than the? Is that
Probably.
No, I don't know. Really?
I don't know.
Over Cascade?
I think you're thinking of Chad.
Chat hop.
But compared to Cascade or Chinook...
Oh, I'd take Centennial over Cascade.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Centennial-
But I'd take Citra over those. Like this.
But see, the Citra Wanderjack did not cut it
But
this year
this is
for me.
Citra.
I know.
It's great.
Yeah.
I think I have the
fresh-
Citra Wander
the ripe
Wander
should be
Jack.
Yeah,
Citra.
it was
If we
good.
wanna
I'm-
try
and
it
again, I'm not
next to
saying
this.
it was bad.
Right,
It
right.
just
We're
wasn't-
picking nits here. These are fresh hops. They're
I mean,
good.
We're talking about 4+ beers.
Right, 4 to
you
5
know,
Correct.
stars.
It's
Yeah.
just saying it's not the best.
Yeah, correct.
So it's outstanding.
But that's my question is like, is there a fresh hop that you have been like, that's the hop that's going to be like my
I
favorite?
mean, Mosaic.
Yeah, me
I'm a
too.
big fan of
Yeah.
Breakside's IPA Mosaic that you brought a can of was really good.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how much that I have liked Centennial fresh hopped.
I think Centennial's great.
Yeah, it can come off like watermelon. I remember I had a ferment
Interesting.
a ferment fresh hop last year out there. Actually, it was probably this weekend because we were supposed to go out there for a race.
You had a race this morning, didn't you?
Yeah, we were supposed to.
Oh, you're supposed to have a
Yeah.
race. Okay.
Long story.
You had them cancel it.
Yes, I had them postpone it to next week for me.
Yeah.
I remember going out there and being like, Centennial fresh hop. It's fresh hop. I got to try it. And then being blown away at how
Really?
like watermelon and juicy it was. Yeah.
I wonder how much you can predict what fresh hops are going to do to beer. Like, because
Every harvest is
they're
different.
so seasonal, right? Yeah, every
Well,
year
okay,
is different.
There's a lot of factors because it's not only just the hop you're using, but how are you using? Are you dry
Right.
hopping with it? Is it on your primary? I mean,
Is it cryoed?
When is that fresh hop getting introduced, and by what method?
I think, yeah, absolutely.
And what hop is? There's so many factors into what
That's
makes a good
brewing in
fresh hop beer.
general. It's like you can. That's anything you do in
Right,
brewing.
absolutely.
Do
Yeah.
that for sure.
So which is this beef?
Is that the
The-
XBA?
No, this is the Citra fresh hop from
Oh,
Breakside.
Wanderlust.
Yeah, so Wanderlust.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, it's good.
I figured just since we
For
had
me-
a Citra, I'd have another.
Yeah, for me, it's. I think my top three are basically what you guys just said: Centennial, Mosaic, and Citra. Those are my three that. I don't know if I've had
What?
a lot of other stuff enough
Strata.
to
I feel like there's a lot of, but it.
go. There is, but I
kinda
haven't been
lacking.
like big on it.
Yeah.
There's another hop I like, and I'm farting on the name.
Amarillo.
Yes.
I'll say that one.
Yes.
That's usually pretty good. It's super danky. That's the one they use in DeGard's The Fray. They use
Oh.
fresh hopped Amarillo.
That's the
from
one I was
Crosby.
thinking. I do like
Yes.
Amarillo.
And
Okay.
it's awesome.
Yeah,
And-
yeah,
but I
it
don't
is.
see a whole lot of fresh hop Amarillo beers.
I don't see that hop around much anymore, anyways, for
It's
the most
less.
part.
Yeah,
less
it's like-
popular.
like a decade or 5 years ago, it was
But I like
kind
it.
of that up and comer.
It is good. Yeah. Agreed.
Good point.
And I like XL4T57.
Is there a,
HBC
is there a hop you
64.37
avoid? Where you're like,
Nugget.
I don't think I'm gonna like this.
Nugget.
Chinook.
Who does fresh hop nugget
I
beers
did.
besides you?
I did a black IPA with
Yeah,
Nugget.
I know.
And it was
Probably
really good.
probably Trogs.
Trogs.
Fresh hop nugget nectar.
Trogs double nectar. Yeah.
It's already a double. It's already like 8%.
Yeah. If I saw a fresh hop Chinook, I would stay away from that.
Right? Yeah.
Chinook is more of a bittering hop. I'm not a big fan of it
Mm-hmm.
with the flavors.
See, this is
Fresh hop
on
Comet.
its own. This is delicious, but falling sticky hands, it's just not. It
Should I wait on that before I have another beer?
no, it's good.
No,
You'll
I should be
appreciate it.
disappointed.
You'll appreciate it.
That's good.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
Almost pineapple-y.
but again, is that the combo in your mouth, or is
No,
it, or is it
no, that's a.
legitimately
I
pineapple?
feel like that's a different flavor.
Strata, I kind of stay away from. I haven't been big on the Strata fresh hop beers.
I feel like a lot of the fresh hops that I got this year were Strata.
But like Sean said, you kind of have to be brewery specific. Like, how did they use it? I mean, that makes a big difference.
So the fact that they cryo them, they're still fresh.
Well, I mean, we've talked about this several times. Like, what's the definition of a fresh hop, right? Because there are breweries that pick hops and they freeze them and use them 6 months later. Call it fresh hop.
What was that beer? What was the beer that came out about 6 months ago? They were saying it was fresh hop. And we're like, what?
Yeah.
Who was? Do you remember who that was?
Don't remember who it was, but yeah. I mean,
Bale Breaker, I had one at Zubru in June, and it was a fresh hop.
Yeah. A lot of times breweries will call that wet hop instead of fresh hop.
I haven't seen anything called wet hop this year.
That doesn't get used that much.
Yeah, we used to see it a lot 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And now you don't see that term anymore.
Like, I kind of remember people like calling wet hop beers that were like picked fresh, frozen within 24 hours, and they use it later down the road, and they call that a wet hop. Why? I don't know why. I mean, wet is a cool word, I guess. I don't know. But,
well, and it's also kind of funny, like, when we get towards the end of winter, early spring, when you get the Southern Hemisphere fresh hops from Sierra Nevada, we'll pull that out.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, that one is called wet hop.
Is that what they call
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know where we're going with this. At this point.
Yeah, I just asked a question that went nowhere that we apparently answered last year.
I don't think there's
we even hit a topic
I just don't think there's no actual literal definition. There's no guidelines that brewery has to follow. It's generally accepted that you pick and use the hop within 24 hours.
USDA, get on this shit.
If that means that you like cryo, because cryo can happen very quickly. So they might have picked it, cryoed them, and then used it within 24 hours. That's probably very easy to do.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I'm starting to get the hiccups. God damn it.
Because why?
Because Jesus hates
Too many
me.
hops.
Alcohol. Hop poisoning.
Oh, no.
That's the first symptom of hop poisoning.
Hop poisoning. Just want to say goodbye to Apex, my favorite tap house.
They're gone.
Well,
it's done.
Ripple.
I mean, if you go look at their Instagram, they're done. They're shut down, but they still might be looking. They've never put out an announcement that they're not done looking for a new spot.
I don't think. Yeah, I think he can. Well, it sounds like they can take their time to kind of find the right spot.
But for now, they're done. And
that's
God, that place was so good. And I mean, how do you find a better location than that? I love their. I mean, other than if you want to make it closer to my house. I mean,
right.
Yeah. Los Gorditos moves in next door, and then Apex is right there.
Yeah.
I did see someone was having a moving sale, so it could happen.
Yeah. Man, that was such a great place.
This definitely looks like a zoned commercial.
So what's your
talk Carrie into turning our garage into Apex?
So what's your fallback for Apex?
I mean,
Breakside, obviously.
Well, but for tap house, not brewery specific. Noble Hop is pretty outstanding.
Noble's great.
They always have a killer tap list.
They have a great tap list right now.
They have a small beer can selection, but a good beer can selection.
That's where I got all my stuff. Yeah.
I mean, ABV,
all good.
I still like ABV. We went recently.
That's on the list to talk about a little bit, ABV/Main Brew. But I went in and I know a little bit more about the new ownership and stuff like that.
Okay, good. Yeah, I want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Nebulous always has a great list.
Nebulous is great.
They have a great list.
It's not the best ambiance.
Well, it's a little. It almost feels like ABV. It almost feels warehousey, but it's not. It's strip mall. So
inside, it's not bad, but their patio is.
I mean,
it's
just
beavered
in town center.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like if ABV tried to do a patio in the back.
Right. Exactly.
There's no there's no place that has the ambiance of Apex.
No, that was
that's
really hard.
Yeah, that's hard
Even
to get.
Beer Monger, I mean, their patio is tiny. I mean, if you can call that a patio, but and I haven't been to the new Beer Monger yet, so I don't know.
It was just kind of a shame. We should go.
We should go check it out. Everybody should support Beer Monger.
I would say if we were close, to it, Belmont.
Oh, Belmont's the king. I mean,
we just never go there because it's so far away.
It's far away. We used to go there quite a bit when we traveled for beer all the time.
We weren't curmudgeons, yes.
Yeah.
And when we would go beer hunting.
That's a good point. No, we don't have to travel anymore to get good beer.
No.
That's the thing.
When you lived on the west side, you had to drive to the east side
exactly.
to get good beer.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Thanks, Kevin. for fixing that problem.
Kevin started it, and now it's followed with Nebulous and
Right,
Noble
yeah,
and
yeah.
John's Market now.
What
Oh, yeah,
Arenco?
But
Arenco
their
RIP.
tap list, I feel like, always leaves something to be
Their
desired
tap list
personally.
is not all-star.
Yeah.
It's a great bottle shop, but the tap list is always just kind of.
But you
got
can always-
Rosenstadt on tap right now.
I do. hear,
But you can't always open a can. So
yeah, and I also hear that they have a killer cheeseburger there, which I have not eaten.
Really?
I haven't eaten in their deli.
I had a BLT there
Did you?
a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it was good.
Why'd you stay away from the cheeseburger?
I don't know.
The original John's.
Why are you coming after me, Marcus?
The original John's.
I'm anti beef, pro pork.
Right.
Beef is anti-beef.
I'm
Beef is
anti meat.
Anti-beef.
The original John's on Multnomah, that deli, they don't have anymore because their fryer died and they never replaced it. I guess is the story, but made the best homemade potato chips.
How
ever.
expensive is a fryer?
The other thing about a fryer is they're a real pain in the ass to clean.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh god, I hate.
I'm sure-
I have
yeah.
nightmares of cleaning fryers.
Apparently.
But they made the best potato chips I've ever had in my life. A buck for a bag of handmade potato chips. They were so
In
good.
this economy?
They'd probably be $1.50 now, like the Costco chickens.
Yeah.
But not their fucking hot dog. That's for damn sure.
right.
Over my dead fucking body. Are you changing that price?
I haven't had one of those in like 30
Oh
years.
god, that
Yeah.
story is so good.
Oh, this smells great too. I haven't had this yet. The fresh hop Citra.
But yeah,
breaks out.
definitely Nebulous. Right now, Nebulous and Noble Hop right now might have the best tap lists in the Portland area.
In the Portland area.
I've looked at all the tap
Wow.
lists like every other day
That's
because
good,
I'm
too.
keeping my eye
Yeah.
out for
This is dank.
when Pallet Jack comes out on Fresh Hop.
Yeah.
And so
okay.
when I see those tap lists right now, Noble Hop and Nebulous have the best tap lists.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well done to
I
those
went in
mongers.
Noble Hop today. They've got Pallet Jack, not fresh hop, on tap.
they had Pallet Jack at Noble Hop.
Yeah.
It was because they had replaced that tap with Wonder Jack, Fresh Hop Wonder Jack.
Yeah,
When I
Wonder
looked.
Jack's gone,
Oh, so-
and they're back to
Yeah,
Pallet
when-
Jack.
Back to
Went
Pallet
quick.
Jack.
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't Fresh Hop Pallet Jack?
I was sure. I
Okay.
checked.
Okay.
I was going to get a crowler if they would let me get it.
I checked on Untapped today, and like nobody has checked into 2024
Yeah,
yet.
yeah,
So.
yeah. It's not there, but I'm looking because I know they got contacts there.
Oh, of course they do.
Yeah.
They'll have it.
I like the contact.
I think I drank 4 of them there last year. So.
Yeah.
And Chad's.
What?
No, that was at Belmont.
That was,
I know, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, come on.
that
You
was
gotta-
years ago. You should be over that by now. God,
he's
Chad.
not.
Every time he drinks fresh hop Pallet Jack, it's Chad's.
I have a,
Yeah.
At this
I have
point.
a Chad guilt that comes with it.
God, you guys remember Chad?
No.
No, me neither.
Was he the one with the beard?
No,
No,
he didn't have a
I
beard.
think that was all of us.
Or was
Yeah.
that? Okay.
That's all of us. Yeah, I think Chad was the one that didn't have a beard.
Like ZZ Top.
I think he was the Oklahoma State fan.
Thank God we got rid of
right. Big Cowboy fan.
from New York. Yes.
New York City.
What? Oh wait, sorry, Jason. Moment right here. What the fuck is with the Ducks having a bye in the 4th week?
Penn State had one last week.
Yeah,
why
they all
so
have it
There's
super
early?
early.
But
there's
then-
going to be 2 of them.
But then they're not
Yeah,
following
you
up.
get two.
You get
now.
2 buys.
But then they're not.
There's gonna be
following
another
up with a
bye.
Friday game. They're playing Saturday next
You're
week.
stuck in the Pac-12,
And then-
man.
But no, but listen
Get
to
with
me.
the Big
But listen to
Ten.
me.
Get your overalls on and no
Will you
shirt.
listen to me for a minute?
Get to work.
Get your lederhosen on. Why do they go from a bye week to a Saturday game followed by a Friday game?
Because money.
Why wouldn't you go
National
a Friday game
television
after the bye?
audience.
I don't think
It's
Sean
UCLA
understands.
next week. Why do you make that a Friday game?
He doesn't understand money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TV
Because
rights.
nobody watches UCLA. Are you
That's,
kidding
so why
me?
wouldn't you make that a Friday game? Nobody watches.
You want a bigger
college
name?
football-
Yeah.
College football on Friday. 'Cause
Do
the week
you
after
do
that,
you
it's Ohio
want
State,
more
isn't it?
eyeballs on your team?
I think so.
Do you want
Think it
a
out.
do you
before you say
want a window game? Do you want more eyeballs on your team? Do you want national media
That's-
looking at just your team for the whole game? Probably not right now, right?
You really want to dissect Oregon with the national media's
Right.
I don't give
attention?
a shit about that. I just want to watch my goddamn games.
You can watch all the games you want today.
What's with your voice? Why'd it go so high?
Because I'm making a big point, and when I do, I make the voice like this.
That's my job. Haha.
Ha
oh my god.
ha! Your team isn't very good right now. You don't want national media. Ha ha!
Let's go some topics here. Let's talk about Chuck and Nut.
All right.
R.I.P.
Just they're leaving Portland
Are
after
they
like
leaving Portland and going somewhere else, or are they just
no, they're
closing down?
just shutting down that tap room. It's
This-
gone. It's
this-
gonna be gone.
This
But
was
are
their
they still gonna
one.
make beer.
Yeah.
Yes.
This
Okay.
was their one satellite location.
They don't even
as far
have
as
it.
I
Yeah,
know.
they actually closed down their OG location in Washington at their original brewery, and Portland was the only tap house they had
No.
anymore.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No,
Serious?
so they're
wow.
going to can only now.
Oh,
Well, can and tap, like kegs at tap
right.
rooms. But
yeah, but they're not going to have their
they
own
don't have their own
commercial space.
Yeah, which is kind of surprising because, well, they said that Portland was just like bleeding money. I'm like, well, yeah, they weren't
Where they
near
were.
anything,
Where they were was
and the ambiance
terrible.
wasn't going to like
Where were
draw
they?
you in. That's exactly my point.
There you go.
like a half-mile walk from
Bear Lick?
Apex.
Yeah, they're
Bear Lick?
they're like
Yeah.
kind of close to Bear Lick, but
And
oh,
it
were
was-
they closer around the corner on that other street.
yeah,
Yes.
they're on the other street.
Yeah.
Actually, they were
But
adjacent to the other street, about 2 blocks down.
Did either of you guys ever go there?
No, you only went there.
Yeah, it was a really like I don't know what that place was
It was
before.
nothing.
Like an insurance office
It was
or something.
Yes, it was.
Was it really?
Yes,
Oh, wow.
exactly what it was.
Okay.
Like that's what it felt like. Like
That's
a
too bad.
like a small little front waiting room that they like cut a little bar out of.
Yeah.
And then you go to the back manager's office, and there were a couple longer tables there.
Well, but you could do
So-
your taxes.
And they make beers.
hear.
They make beers in more styles more that you guys would recognize.
They're-
as being
they're
good.
lager
So were
focused.
they good?
Oh yeah,
Chuckanut's very good.
Chuckanut's
Okay.
fantastic. Yeah.
So, okay, but they're gonna still be making beer.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah.
still gonna be out there. You just
They're
going
going to focus on making, what they feel is like profitable endeavors, which is canning and making beer and
Okay.
kegging
Which
it.
I hope I see more of their cans. I've never seen a can of theirs
They
outside
say they're
of
in
there.
like grocery stores and stuff. I'm like, I don't
seen
I don't know.
see them.
Have you?
I
Well,
think
in
so.
bottle shops, maybe.
Yeah.
I think I've seen them around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, go buy.
They
a
they also only did 12-ounce cans, I believe. So maybe it was just a small can I couldn't
could
see.
be.
So 6 packs.
No
Right.
stovepipes?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Right?
Stupid.
I want the only thing I want in a stovepipe is either a barrel-aged imperial stout or a double wanderlust.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. I was
You
gonna-
can't get that at a convenience store. That's where stovepipes are.
That's
That's
true.
the only place you can get those.
New Seasons has them.
Actually,
Do they really?
John's Market had the double wanderlust.
So
in
what
the
I read,
stovepipe. I don't know why the fuck you put that in
I
a
didn't put
stovepipe.
the article in. We've talked about this a little bit, but stovepipes are like insanely popular at convenience stores. That's where they target
no,
them to
it
be
makes
sold
sense. It makes sense for a convenience
Yeah.
store. Although, like, at that point, just put in a fucking 40,
40s.
right? Like,
Oh my god.
like that's the number one seller in stovepipes. It's got to be malt liquor, right?
at. Could be. I don't
It's
know.
got to be.
But like I know
It's the
that
first thing
I know
I've
for like
seen.
craft beer, like that's the one growing segment in craft beer. Like generally speaking, that's the one growing segment is stovepipes in
Well, it's funny
convenience
that
stores.
it's funny that
Over
we've-
8% alcohol.
It's
Yes.
funny that like so many breweries
Because-
have stopped using bombers because it was too much.
That's what the article said.
and then it shrunk back to
Ah.
like 12 and 16, and now
Yeah.
now we're going back up to the stovepipes.
So the reason why breweries like the stovepipe, well, two reasons. One is that people who go to convenience stores apparently they drink their alcohol within an hour of buying it. Is what
I believe that.
research shows, and
Yeah.
so they're drinking it for the alcohol,
Yes.
and so they want higher ABV, and then the stovepipes fit in any normal canning line, so you don't need like to fill bottles anymore. You know, so you don't need that. You can just take your 12-ounce or 16-ounce canning line and run a stovepipe in it, put some high alcohol content beer in it, and ship it to a convenience store, and it
Yeah.
sells. Make a flashy label
Oh
because
my!
it's got to
I
have a lot
was
of
just
colors.
I was just gonna say, fucking Rogue,
Yeah,
fucking Rogue.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's what does it. So it's like I mean, the only time any of us have had is when Beef's been camping and his wife broke her
Fibula.
her
Tibia?
fibula,
One of those.
Rhymes
Whatever
with
the big
ula.
one is.
her legula.
Legula. Lower legula.
Yeah,
Caligula.
Give me to it.
maybe if you have enough of them.
Tilray grows, acquires more craft beer, and is more corporate than AB?
Question mark.
Question mark.
Yeah.
And I need a beer. Who's opening the next beer?
Do you want me to do mystery?
Yeah, go for
Yeah.
it.
And if it makes sense. I guess it would. No.
It never makes sense for me to open a mystery beer.
Is it a
Marcus
fest beer?
is-
Please be a
But
fest
this is
beer.
my post for as well. So
Marcus's famous foiled mystery beer.
foiled again by you kids.
Curses,
So
you foiled
dumb.
again, sir.
It's
Put me
so-
up
it's
mystery
so
beer.
dumb. Yeah.
It's not as good as my 5 skin that I have on mine.
Yeah, true that. Yeah, so Tilray bought Hop Valley and other
Did we
breweries.
talk about this last show and he wasn't here?
I think so.
Okay.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
We might have, but go
Well-
for it again.
Well,
Marcus.
well, the only reason I'm not bringing that. So that's just an
Shows you don't
addition
listen to the show.
Black Cap.
Please tell me
Can.
you're a downloader. You at least
Yeah.
download the show.
Is that
I do,
Crux?
yes.
That's Crux.
Is that Revolution? The
be.
only brewery that I know of that does black tops
Oh,
is...
I thought Crux did too. No? Am wrong?
I don't know. Revolution out of Chicago.
Well, the big thing is that like we've talked about. I know we talked about like Tilray acquiring like Widmer, 10 Barrel,
Right.
and now like Hop Valley
And
and a bunch of other
whole
stuff.
bunch of the
Terrapin, like all
10-barrel
the-
people.
Well, that's what they did in the last
Yeah.
week or
The
so.
creative team.
2 weeks ago, they the innovation team,
yeah, innovation team,
which
yeah.
is basically all of the mainstays that have been at 10 Barrel since before even AB bought them,
Right.
like 10 plus years ago.
Oh,
the people
God,
who even
fucking
gave 10 Barrel
damn
any
it.
chance of making a decent beer.
Yeah,
Right.
so
Fuck.
Tilray's buying all these craft beer breweries, and they're laying off all of the OG people that have been at these craft breweries, and they're being more corporate than AB ever was with them.
Yeah.
And so like
But
you
They
just
want
said,
the name.
owners.
They want the name. Basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, they want the IP.
They're like it's soulless like liquid. Like, that's what's being produced now at these
Yes.
breweries. They
Yep,
fired
that's
all
what
the
it
OG
feels like.
people that made any of these beers any good, because they're all their overhead and their extras. That they've got their corporate guy who probably says, "Oh, make this beer here because it makes money." Yeah, and then and so we don't need these like head brewers at these breweries anymore.
Well,
Why would you need that?
We have one head brewer for all
We've
of our
got
14 breweries.
we've got
that we
Jeff
own.
at the top.
It's a
Jeff.
weed company with a CEO who probably knows nothing about beer.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean it's all about making money.
It's a
And when you-
lifestyle brand.
When you look at like the words that they use to describe what they're doing, it's just super corporate speak and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And it's just like
So they're just a bunch of shitholes like the rest of corporate America.
it's like and it's like we were worried about AB buying up these craft breweries, and they kind of left them alone a little. I mean, I still didn't ever like 10 Barrel,
Sure.
but they at least like kept people intact, and like the
Mm-hmm.
owners were there, and like they just purged all of the main
Yeah.
players at these
Again,
at 10 Barrel.
AB never bought a brewery that I drank beer from to begin with, really. So
But they're buying them, and then they're saying, but these breweries are craft again now because Tilray isn't a giant. They don't own a big mega brewery,
right.
but they own a bunch of craft breweries that they've turned into just these
generic
yeah,
bullshit.
yeah. They're
watered
just
down.
they're empty from what
Yeah.
they used to be, right?
Now we're
so-
gonna get sued.
Profit generators.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they're like they fit within the theme of a craft brewery, but they are so far from what craft is.
Huh.
It's like. So yeah, like if you like 10 Barrel beer, it's just
Get it now.
it's over. No, it's
Yeah.
basically over. Like there's no. It's
I-
just going to turn to a soulless thing.
honestly
Well,
didn't
that's
like-
what I mean. Get it now while you can.
I honestly didn't like 10 Barrel before they were bought by AB, so I don't know what to tell you.
I've turned into shits. I'm bringing the stouts now.
Unless it's a black IPA,
It could be. What if it is
looks too foamy for that.
Too foamy.
too foamy for a black IPA?
The foam's too micro.
All right.
Getting a lot of different flavors off this.
Yeah, and you love them. I can tell because you look
I'm
very
trying to-
pissed.
Confused.
It's like somebody took 4 paintbrushes dipped in 4 different colors and went flat at the same time. Say, what color is that? Oh, there's 2.
Tastes like paint.
no.
It tastes, wait, latex?
There's like
or oil.
I might have given you this beer.
Oh. Interesting. I know what beer you're talking about.
you're swirling it like a wine.
I'm getting a nice little head on it.
So I'm gonna shove my big fat yapper.
Because you think you know what
No.
it is.
Yeah.
You should keep talking.
Don't speak. I don't know what you say.
What do you think of it?
It's good.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, I like it.
Mhm.
A lot of like raisiny.
Raisiny. You think it's a barley wine?
I'm getting coffee.
I'm getting some coffee.
Coffee and like old oxidized malt in a good way. Like just a little bit of oxidation is given like that.
You're leaning into that beer.
Would there be any lactose in this?
Why would you ask that?
'Cause I'm getting like a milky finish in my mouth. Oh, that was Marcus. Never
Yeah, I
mind.
jizzed into this first.
Oh, that second taste was just like all bourbon. It was just like a thick bourbon.
This
Are you
reminds
changing your opinion then?
Maybe a little bit.
I know it's not who it is.
But no, I'm not getting any lactose.
This reminds me of like an Oscar Blues beer.
Mm-hmm.
One of their old barrel-aged beers is what it reminds me of.
Like 1050
Yeah.
in the stovepipe. Heyo.
There you go.
This is a
I
short.
couldn't remember what Colorado.
This
brewery
can is
it
not
was.
in a stovepipe. It's a short pipe.
Right.
Yeah.
With a black can top.
This
Is this what you gave him?
it tastes like it.
Yeah.
I have one can in my fridge that I
think
look at.
Do you think it's
once a
barrel
week.
aged? You mentioned bourbon. Do you think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
barrel aged?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
You think it's barrel aged?
Yeah.
But what kind of style do you think it is?
Imperial stout.
Imperial stout.
Yeah.
Any adjuncts?
Coffee.
Coffee.
I see. I'm getting like a raisiny, datey kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That to me is coming off as like whiskey bourbon.
Yeah. Sure.
I feel like I can get that flavor, but then I can parse it out between like the oxidized flavor and the coffee flavor. And it's kind of coming together
I
to
almost
be
get
that.
the whiskey vapors in my nose from this.
Yeah.
Case of the vapors?
Got the vapors.
Case of the vapor?
Yeah, got the vapors. Yeah, I can't.
Did you get the vapor in your
I get the
penis?
vapor.
You said something about Revolution's the only one that has a black top, so I guess I'd have to say, well, it must be Revolution. But I can't make an honest guess on who this is.
Yeah. I don't think. I think it's unlikely that you've had this beer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could live with that.
Okay, good. What would you? So, what would you pay for a beer like this? Do you think is a fair price?
For that size can,
Yeah, 12 ounce.
$6.
Really? For
Yeah.
barrel? You think it's barrel aged? $6.
$6-7.
You wouldn't want to pay more than that.
It's this
I'd
is
pay
not,
$1 an ounce.
It's not.
I'd pay $12 for
this.
this.
Is not a Fremont beer. This is not a
I would.
It's
I
definitely not a Fremont beer. You're
I
right
should
about that.
say like
quality wise. It's just
tasting
not there.
it. I would not pay $12, but
You think that would be
like
the price?
yeah, I could see that being the price, like
Yeah.
$1 an ounce.
Okay.
This would be like one of the lower end, like a,
I'm just trying to see if I
For me,
should
if
feel
I-
bad about myself for paying
'cause-
what I paid.
like what
I'm thinking that you are.
like with like when Lagunitas puts out their barrel aged stuff, it
They're
they
willetized.
usually like a very fair price
Like
on
$3
there.
$3 a
Well,
bottle.
You know.
Lagunitas is like the best priced barrel aged
Mhm.
beer
Right, and
ever.
that's
Like
why-
there's no better
But
priced
that's
beer
why I
than
would
that.
put this at as far as quality.
About Lagunitas?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I think so.
I think so,
it's about
too.
as good as a willetized.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
I feel like it has a little bit more body, a little bit more nuance to it
Yeah,
than what
okay.
that does, but it's not a thick boy. It's
So I'm
not,
gonna change Beef's opinion here, and I'm gonna tell him that I paid for this beer.
Oh.
it's
it wa-
trash then.
It was $8.
Nice. Well done.
So it's a decent beer for $8. I think
So is he right with the brewery?
he's
No.
not.
Oh.
No, definitely not at that price.
No. Yeah, right.
But it tastes like a.
By the way,
like
I
a
did have that
Revolution.
beer like 2 months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, who else
It was a
has
little
black
oxidized,
top?
but it was good.
Mm-hmm.
So is this a brewery I've had before?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know
They're
for
not
sure.
Oregon?
They're not Oregon.
Are they Northwest?
I don't think so.
West Coast?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly where they're from, but I'm pretty sure they're more east.
Is it a Colorado brewery?
I couldn't tell you right
Okay.
now. off the top of
Not
my
West
head.
Coast.
I'll tell you
West
once I open the foil up.
No, I would. No, that is definitely not West Coast. I don't know then, but this is tasty.
You
And-
boys are close. I mean, it's a barrel aged imperial stout.
Yeah, that's clear to me.
Yeah.
yeah. But like
it's not a clear beer.
but like adjunct wise, maybe coffee,
Okay.
vanilla, chocolate, maybe. Nothing outside of those.
Should I just do the
More
reveal
standard.
since
Yeah,
you
let's
guys
just
probably
do it.
aren't?
I feel like we're kind
Have
of.
you ever heard of the brewery called Silent Hill?
No.
This is
not the brewery? No.
this is Silent Hill, and it's called Overstory.
Oh, I've seen that. Did you get that at John's?
It's just a barrel aged imperial stout, no adjuncts.
Did you get that at
Nice, well
John's?
done.
Yeah.
No, that was
I got
probably
this at
at
ABV,
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
ABV. I was
Yeah.
gonna say Noble.
and it was $8, $7.90 or something like that. Yeah. So, and they are out of. I like the can art, by the way. It's just kind of a
Silent
nice,
Hill.
Very simple.
like jet black. Yeah. They are out of
Chicago, I'm calling it.
Des
Des Moines.
There's lots of words. I'm trying
Wichita.
to find it. There's still more words. I don't know. It doesn't say. We're gonna have to look it up.
El Paso,
Guadalajara.
Guadalajara.
I don't know. Are you looking it up?
Yeah.
Just Google searches Silent Hill. They're from Raccoon City.
Raccoon City.
I know that's not Silent Hill, but
No. Yeah.
in the same genre.
I'm sorry. Did I say Silent Hill? Single Hill.
You did say Silent Hill.
Sorry. Oh my
that's
gosh.
a video
There you go.
game.
Single Hill.
Go to Yakima.
Oh, they are. Okay, they're northwest.
Yep.
There you go.
So I asked if they're northwest. You said no.
I didn't know.
I would have guessed it.
You would have. Clearly.
Guess the brewery or guess the town.
Especially since I was looking for Silent Hill and their name is Single Hill.
Yep.
So yeah, not a bad beer. I'd give them another try
good.
based off of that,
Yeah.
especially for the price point.
Yeah.
It's like that was not crazy. That was
I want to try the fresh hop version of this.
yes. Yes.
Fresh hop barrel age.
Yakima, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who else makes hops?
Yakima. Homebrew shops. Let's talk about Main Brew and FH Steinbart's.
Did you guys talk about
we
FH
didn't talk
Steinbart?
about FH. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so bummer FH. The original owners had to sell because it wasn't working, but they were sold, and FH is still around. Main Brew also sold. I think we've talked about
To
that.
the same people who bought ABV.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, but that hasn't been publicly announced for some reason.
No,
but it did on
has
ABV.
now. They've announced it.
Well, they announced Main Brew too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's out. It's out on Instagram or whatever.
And it's cool. So I know. So from what I've read about FH, they're following like Reddit threads on FH, and they're engaged with people. They're asking what things they're interested in, what would make FH better, things like that. So they're really putting a lot of effort into it. Same thing at ABV and Main Brew. I would say the new owner is very interested in bringing it back to where it was. You know, it's no secret that Kevin is kind of burned out.
Kevin,
the pandemic really just kind of took it out of him.
Yeah, and he lost his spirit.
Yeah, and I've talked
which is
about
understandable.
Yeah, and ABV has
yeah.
kind of struggled from its heyday for sure. From its heyday, it struggled, and Main Brew is kind of in the same spot where I was at the point where I'm like, do I need to start buying all my stuff online?
Right?
Because I can't. Like, I go in there and they're out of just the basic
Staples.
Basic stuff to make beer. It's like
you said, yeast.
Yeah. So I went in. I brewed an Imperial Stout a few weeks ago, and when I went in, I talked to John, who's still there, and all the OG.
I'll be there forever.
All the OG guys are still there. Like
we saw Steve
kept
the other day at
oh, you did?
Well, we didn't talk to him when we were at Breakside. He was reading in a little corner. I didn't want to bother him, and
I wouldn't let him read.
He was reading a book.
He shouldn't read.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Anyways, and he was like, yeah, the new owner's actually like she wants to put in invest money into Main Brew. She's like, so he said like, we finally have grain again. It was like I was making a stout and I needed grain, and it's like, oh, there was like a good supply of grain. He's like, but there's no hops and yeast, and like just the basic stuff wasn't there. He's like, it's supposed to be coming in the next few weeks. We should be stocked up again, and I'm like, that's cool. Like they're really, she's gonna make it
revitalized energy.
Revitalized. That's a good point. That's a way to put it. Revitalized. They're gonna really try hard to like reach out to the community and like get them back engaged again. And I was like, okay,
that's awesome talk.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. I'm like, okay, great. You know, I'm gonna keep coming in then, and because like in the past few times I brewed, it's like half the stuff I want isn't there, and I'm making substitutes. The last IPA I made, they didn't have anything close to the yeast I wanted, so I used just like this one-off yeast that I've never used before, and the IPA was okay, but it didn't turn out great.
But it was good.
It was good. And I was just like,
it wasn't as clean. I remember.
No, it wasn't as clean.
Yeah.
It didn't attenuate as low as I wanted, so it wasn't as dry.
Yeah.
It was a little bit sweet. And I'm just like, that was at that point when I did that brew day, I was like, I think I'm done with Main Brew. But then it sold,
which
and
would be fair.
they're talking about reinvesting into it, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll give it some more shots.
Back in, for sure.
I do. I want to support local if I can, and honestly,
it's convenient.
It's convenient, and brewing via mail order is expensive.
Yeah,
it's really expensive. So.
I think there are two things I would suggest to the new owner, and they're both ABV related, not Main Brew related. Mm-hmm. One, put a sign out.
More axes. Oh,
put a big.
Damn it, beat me to it.
Put a sign. just like Main Brew.
Yeah.
And then signed. I know Kevin got away with it for years, never, and he because
Or not even a sign there, but put one on like the highway.
Exactly, you're on
Yeah.
26. Like advertise.
But what
That would
great,
be the biggest-
what great advertising
point.
is having your name right there,
Yeah.
ABV, when people
Yeah,
drive
and
by.
it's like literally like at the exit lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like last
You
craft
literally-
beer before the coast. You would get
that's the other
you
thing
would
is
get hundreds of
I
people.
would really
Yeah.
like
Oh,
through
just-
social media and advertising. Like, we are your last stop
Yeah.
on your way to the beach. Stock up here
Yeah.
on your way out.
For a bottle shop to be able to tell you that, I mean,
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
think about they'd make a killing
yeah.
with that.
If people
How
were
many people
aware,
drive by that and have no idea that it's there?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
like,
third,
Fastenal.
I mean,
It
I
sucks
like
to
the
be
idea
them.
of a speakeasy, but dude,
Yeah.
make money.
Yeah.
Go get it.
and then third
You
night-
can't have a speakeasy with a red neon open sign
In a strip mall.
in a
type
strip
thing?
mall, right? Yeah, with glass doors on the front.
Yeah.
My last thing, which I actually passed on via a notarized letter, was that, tater tots.
So it's serious.
Get tater tots on the goddamn menu. Notarized letter. Thank you.
It took me for a ride there.
But yeah,
Tots
this
are
day and age,
overrated.
no, tots are the best.
Tots are overrated.
Give me a
What's your favorite?
No French fry.
top 3 potato.
But what kind of French
Like
fry? There's
order
like
your
400
potato. Go ahead. Yeah.
What's your favorite French fry? There's like a
I
million
just
to
say
choose from.
anything but tater tots, and I'm happy.
Oh my
Hey yo!
It's like a JoJo. Do you like the,
Damn.
do you like
No.
the battered fries? Do you like
No,
the thin
battered-
crispy ones? Do you like the big thick cut fry?
Battered normal size fry, like when Burger King came out with their updated fries, God, that's probably fucking 15, 20 years ago now. Like with the
I can't believe you would
the-
like the Limp Dick McMiniman's
with
fries
the-
more than tater
with the
tots.
with the potato starch on the outside. Gotta have that potato starch batter.
Yeah.
That's what I've realized in the last 6 months that's the thing that I really
For me, it
like.
goes tater tot, JoJo,
JoJo is definitely probably
battered
second.
fry. Those are my top three.
Really?
Yeah.
I might put sweet potato fries below.
Oh, Carrie loves a sweet potato
I
fry.
don't below even tater tots.
Oh,
honestly,
she loves a sweet potato
it's a-
fry.
I'll be eating sweet potato fries in hell. That's
Right?
That's what I think of
Right?
sweet potato fries.
they're
Like that's
they're fine as not as a side to your dish, but they're fine as a appetizer. They're a weird flavor that doesn't go with a side to a burger because it's too sweet.
All right.
yes,
too much
they're
flavor.
too sweet. I agree with you. Sweet potato fries can rot. They're awful.
Well, they're gonna rot because they're so fucking sweet.
They should go away.
All that damn sugar in them.
That's true. Yeah.
What do you think of this beer? Like a punk rock,
haven't
fresh
poured
out
it
punk
yet.
I
rock
have not
IPA.
poured it yet either. Also, the Silent Hill beer was from 2023.
November
Jesus.
20
Jeez, that's
November
Yeah.
2023.
single hill.
So a year ago. So that oxidation kind of makes sense.
It's a little oxidized, but it's not
I
too
feel like
bad.
a little bit more than it should be.
Really?
But yeah,
Could
for
be.
for just 1 year.
in a can.
In a
it should be
can,
pretty-
too.
So Marcus has poured a couple ice cubes into his glass. I'm curious how he's going to take these down.
Oh, I've heard him crunch them earlier in the show.
Oh.
Or at least I'm assuming it was ice.
Is he going to pour a beer into that ice, or what's happening here? Oh,
Kind
he
of
just-
struggled, but you got it down.
Boy,
We'll
like a
take care of this.
porn star.
Right.
Jeez, swallowed it. So the Bear Lick, I mean, far from my favorite, but nothing grassy about it. It's good.
So what is it? It is a what
You look
kind?
really-
That's
Strata hops.
Strata?
Fresh hop Strata.
that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I like
I
it.
said Strata's not good, so I think you're wrong, and I haven't even tried it yet.
I will say it would definitely be better with Citra.
There we go. That's my boy.
I like this beer. It's they
I feel like you can actually taste the fresh hop in it too.
Yep. It's not overpowered by anything else. It's
You know
good
what
balance.
I realized I don't see, and it's a hop that I generally
Shit.
like.
It smells good.
It smells good, right?
Damn it.
Is Simcoe. Does anyone do fresh hop Simcoe?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen that?
How much cat pee do you need?
All of it.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
If they could fresh hop with weed, that'd be cool.
Oh, we'll talk about weed in a minute.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're
Nice.
going
Oh,
there.
you put. Oh, okay. I definitely didn't look at the list early, or I looked at the list too early.
Oh, the
then.
next topic. Jeez.
Is it?
Yeah, drinking bong water is safer than THC beverages on draft.
Yeah.
I thought Beef posted that.
I tried to phrase it as if he did, sort of. Yeah, so they're talking about breweries who are now making beer with THC in them.
Not my bong water, that's for sure.
Have you had a beer yet? with THC in it.
I've had.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it in Oregon, but I
I've
would
only
imagine
had
No.
CBD and hemp beers.
Yeah, I don't
I've
think
not
it's
had
legal.
THC.
in Oregon.
it's. I don't know. Is
Yeah,
it
I don't-
not? I assume it's not. If we
yeah, I
haven't seen it.
would assume so. It couldn't be.
They don't say which states do it, but like Minnesota is. Well, they say Minnesota does.
I've
You
heard
can't
that.
say they don't say states that don't do it and then say Minnesota does it.
No, I just did though. Look, I've had beer. Okay.
Beer. Several.
I've had a beer before.
But they said so they're allowing intoxicating hemp beverages to be sold on draft,
Okay.
and so
Intoxicating hemp
that's
beverages.
what they call it. Yeah.
That's actually true for Minnesota. They were really weird with how they legalized pot.
So what a lot of those beverages are is actually non-alcoholic. They're non-alcoholic, but they have THC in them, and so like they don't know what's the things of like what's the risk of spoilage for something, for
That's
like
a fair point.
yeah, and like how long can you have something in a keg before it starts to spoil? It could have bacterial growth. It could cause, then illnesses and things like that. So they're worried about that part of it. They're worried about how well the THC diffuses in a big keg.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what if it all falls to the bottom? And like, how much THC are you serving at the beginning versus the end
Yeah.
of the keg?
That's why you got to have it on one of those paint shakers
Yeah.
at all times.
Yeah.
And then can you pull it
Shake
out?
the carbonation out of it, I
Can
guess.
you pull it out, dehydrate it, and then still smoke it?
You can.
Of course, but
Well,
then
Most people can't.
but then it's crystallized, so you got to do it in a crack pipe
I don't know how that shit works.
Through the butt.
Okay.
Yeah.
directly on the butt.
Directly up the butt.
Just compounding the mush in your butt.
But yeah, like the question, like they seriously, they're serving THC beverages in a keg, but it's like, what if it concentrates at the bottom? Like, how potent are you serving a pint of at the beginning of a keg versus the end? Like, no
well,
idea.
Is it like one of those things where you like want to roll your can?
Well, that's
before you
what,
pour
yeah,
it?
that's what Beef was saying. Is like, it needs to be on an agitator or something. Like, and so they don't know about that. They don't know like the lifespan. Like, what's the half life of
like-
THC over
like-
time, and like what's being served to people.
Like THC dissolves into fat, and alcohol is very similar to fat, so it would.
But it's not fat.
But it's not. But
It's a
Yeah.
carbohydrate.
but it dissolves into it. I've heard. Definitely haven't done that on my own.
You've done scientific studies.
I've done science.
Yes.
I'm a scientist,
You're
guys.
a science guy.
I'm a geologist.
Yeah.
Some of you will get that. But like
Oh, gee.
it does like bind to the actual alcohol, so I can't see why it would settle. Like
If it binds, yeah, but
I feel like this is a little bit
people
like
haven't
Reefer
done-
Madness. I feel like this is a little bit like Reefer Madness.
I think it's that there just hasn't been the studies haven't been
Yeah.
done well enough to understand it completely to deem it as safe.
Yeah. Well, if you need a test subject,
Sean,
yeah, definitely Sean.
yeah, Sean's the guy.
Just keep me away from doorknobs.
What do you do with doorknobs?
Is that Billberry Kurt? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you fuck doorknobs?
You know my story.
Oh, all right.
Before
He docks with doorknobs.
So does
dogs. How big do you think my cock is?
he's a dock knobber?
I'm so glad you guys know what that is.
How big do you think I am, B?
It's not about how
girth. That's girth,
Well,
baby.
It's girth and it's like also height, like where you are in relation to the doorknob.
Or foreskin length.
Oh my god!
I said it.
And here's the thing. This is God's
my
honest
God.
truth.
Sorry,
This
Jason.
is where I think my parents were like tight asses.
Oh, Jesus.
I only got like half a circumcision. Like
What?
yeah, like for a guy who's circumcised, I got a lot of foreskin. It really pisses
Really?
me off. Yeah.
Like just on like half of it though.
Well, it's not
like
on the
like
bottom
like
half?
like
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 one
this
half goes
way,
left.
Yeah.
like this way or this
No,
way.
it's like
Yeah.
lopped it off too little, like
Yeah.
not enough. Yeah.
Okay,
I
okay.
think I got.
It's more of like
Kind of like how you ate that taco.
no, it's kind of
Until
like
you threw half that
have
taco.
you ever seen like professional like sailors? It's like a giant sail on one side, and the other side is barren.
I think
Whoosh,
Yeah.
just catches the wind.
Oh, have you ever seen? Yeah, Sean in the Wind. Sean in the Wind. That's a movie, by the way.
He always turns left.
I think my parents just took me to like a Timu circumcision.
God.
Well, that's all getting cut.
So before I
well.
forget, I meant to put this on the list. There are fresh hop NA beers out.
Oh,
I believe Crux was doing fresh hop NA beers.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh,
Cool.
are you gonna buy one?
Saw 'em today. I did not buy
You didn't
one.
buy one. Why
Oh,
not?
you should have bought
Why
it.
would I?
You should.
How much was it?
I don't. How
I'll
much is a Crux beer? I mean, NA beer is as
$4
expensive as a regular beer. Why would I
$5?
spend money on that?
Because I'll reimburse you if you see one. I want to try it.
Well, you can go to the Cedar Hills.
I will finish your
season.
I'm not going
circumcision if you would have bought it.
Please
Yeah.
don't ever.
Please don't ever.
Yeah.
I want to try one.
I do
Seriously,
too.
don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fresh Hop NA IPA.
Yeah.
So
I will be honest. The nose that I was getting on this kind of reminded me of hop water.
I agree.
really?
It
Yeah.
pours like hot water.
This is
Look at how
called
clear it
Haze
is.
Harvester
It's
from
super
Bale
like light
it's
in
their
color.
Fresh Hop beer.
Well, no, you're drinking Bale Breakers hazy
That's right.
fresh hop.
Oh, you guys are on it
we're
yet?
still drinking the barrel.
The barrel.
Oh, you're still in the
Yeah.
barrel. Okay, sorry.
It's good. I like it.
Yeah.
But it's
very good, like
super
you said.
Like the color is crazy light.
Yeah, that's like a Mexi lager.
Yeah.
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 It's good.
In color.
It's good. I like it.
This Haze Harvester
We've-
is pretty good too.
honestly,
the
the-
little not so
The fresh hop beers we've had tonight have been
Have
really
been the best.
the best that I've had. And
What did I say at the beginning of the show?
No,
I don't remember.
You get towards the end of the fresh hop
Yep.
season, they get better.
I just said no.
I just disagreed with
Wrong,
you. I'm
wrong,
like your
wrong,
mother.
wrong.
No matter what you say, I
Wrong,
will
wrong,
disagree.
wrong.
I'm actually not like your mother.
Well, she
Say it.
never wear that
He's
shirt.
much sexier.
Right.
You've never seen my mother, John.
That's true.
not
To your
not
benefit.
wearing what Marcus is wearing right now, that's for sure.
All right, I'll send this shirt to your mother.
Please don't.
Oh, okay.
Don't.
Just don't do that.
don't.
Just please don't ever.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah, have we had a bad beer tonight?
You might say
You
that about
didn't-
the lagers.
about all
I'm not-
three
I'm
lagers.
not gonna. No, I can't. I can't fairly judge that.
They're
Just
not
that,
your kind
yeah,
of beer.
I won't fairly judge.
I think
it.
all the lagers were decent. I don't think any of them blew me away, but they were
Agreed.
good.
Yeah.
I think
They
the
were
last
drinkable.
one, the
Rosenstadt,
Rosenstadt Fest.
Oktoberfest, that was your favorite?
Yeah, that was probably my favorite out of three.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that.
Out of the lagers, but yeah, of the fresh hop IPAs that we've had,
Oh, Sticky.
they've all been good.
But who was the winner? Sticky.
Sticky is my favorite.
Yeah.
But they've all been
Yeah,
really
I'd say
good.
so.
Like
We
they've-
haven't had a bad one.
No, there have been good ones.
I
all
would
good
say
ones.
every fresh hop IPA we've had tonight, except for maybe the gigantic.
That was even decent.
But it's good.
It
Yeah.
was drinkable.
Yeah, but it
Wasn't
falls
grassy,
it falls
it
on
wasn't-
the level of like the Great Notion
I'd
fresh
give
hops
it-
that I've had.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's
agreed
good
with
but
that.
not great.
I'd give
But-
it a 3.25.
Would you?
Yeah.
That's only I go
I
bigger.
feel like I'd go a little higher
I
than
go a
that.
little
On
higher
the
than that.
gigantic?
Yeah.
Oh no! For me, that's where I'd stick, and then everything else would be. All the fresh hops would be higher for sure.
It's better than any other gigantic IPA.
I'd say the gigantic falls more like a 3.75 to 4 for me.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Wow. So then, where do the rest of them fall then?
The
4
stick-
plus.
I'm gonna give. I mean,
Sticky could be
look,
4 or
if
I
5.
give
I-
Sticky a 5.
If 5 is attainable, then Sticky gets a 5,
yeah.
and maybe the
Breakside?
Yeah, the Breakside Citra.
Yeah,
it's
Breakside
up
Citra
there.
was
It's
really
a
good too.
4.75.
Yeah, that was
I give it that.
Mhm.
It's that good.
Yeah. What do you give the Barlick?
I give the Barlick a 4.5.
Wow.
I like it
Probably
quite a
the
bit.
highest
I'd go
scored
f-
Barlick I've ever
I'd go 4
Yeah, it might be.
I'd go more 4.25.
Maybe it's a 4.25.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a little high.
You sound like nerds.
4.5 or 4.0,
Well, actually,
4.25.
what do you guys think of this Bale Breaker?
4.18 maybe.
It's really good.
Last topic. Let's just get it out there because we're gonna have to wind this down pretty soon.
I like the dank nose on the
I thought you had
Barlick.
more stuff to say too. Like,
No, that was just in case we needed more stuff to
Oh
talk
my
about.
god, my
do.
nose.
My questions like transcend all episodes.
oh my god! Wow.
Transcend beer.
I don't even know who posted this.
I'm gonna pray to you.
I'm gonna try and read this word for word.
Okay.
We're old, decrepit, whiny, selfish, generally a chore to be around, stupid beer drinkers, especially beef. So what wisdom can we dispense to the masses about beer things which excite us these days?
That's
God,
definitely.
that was a hard read.
That's definitely beef. Who wrote that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds like me.
It's a hard read.
Especially this deep into the show, it's a hard read.
What can we dispense to the masses about beer things which excite us these days? Fresh hops excite me.
Yeah, what
Yes.
excites? Basically, the question is like
Yeah.
in like 10 years ago, I'd be like festivals are
Yeah,
amazing,
yeah.
but I'm not that anymore. Like, so
For me, it's two
what is it
things.
about beer that excites you?
Good barrel aged beers and good fresh hop IPAs. That's what
That's
excites
it.
me.
Nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, or just when somebody knocks it out of the park with just a good IPA.
Like, what gets you in your car to drive somewhere? Is there anything? Just fresh hop.
Gasoline.
Oh,
generally.
You don't.
10W40.
Wow. No electric vehicle. Way to
no,
go!
don't
Why don't you
have
just
one.
kill the environment?
Don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, of all of our vehicles. It's definitely ours that are.
Yeah, I mean, my
Mine sits in my driveway, so
Miles driven a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the only thing that's really fallen off of my list would be beer festivals.
really.
Just I don't really care about them anymore.
But you don't. So FOMO is still a thing for you, to some
No,
degree.
Don't no. I mean, there's so many like when Beef said that Brewhouse had a fresh hop beer
Yeah.
5 years ago, I would have jumped in my car and said,
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Last year or 2 years ago, I would have
Yeah.
done that, and this year I was like,
I was surprised you didn't
It's-
go do
it's
it
a-
when you
it's
said that. A little surprised.
it was Friday at 4, and I was like,
That's annoying to get down there.
It's a 20-minute drive there.
It's more than that, probably. Oh,
From
where you
from-
were.
from where I was at
that's true.
Sunset High School,
Yeah.
not Century
Not
High School,
Kentry.
not Kentry.
Canterbury.
And then it was 40 minutes back out, and I know it was going to be longer than 40 minutes back out because it was 4:00. Traffic's only going to get worse. So I was just like, no, I would have done it, but the tap house that I was at had 8 or 10 fresh hops,
Good beers.
good beers
Yeah.
to choose from, and I was like, I'm just going to do this and head home.
Yeah.
And I was home by 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Yeah.
God, you're old.
I know.
Was
I
home by
mean-
5?
I know.
10
5
years
a.m..
ago-
5 a.m. You closed it down, and then you did some lines of coke, and didn't know
I,
where you
and,
were,
and then I slept it off in my car.
yeah,
and
and then you went home at 5 a.m. Okay,
10
got
years
it.
ago, Marcus and I would have hopped in the car and driven
Your
out
car.
to the deepest part of Southeast Portland.
Yeah.
Just because, like, if Pallet
Oh,
Jack went on
Dude,
tap.
how many times did we go to like
Belmont,
Right.
right? Yeah.
We would go
Exactly,
to the
yeah.
east side to go get a beer. that was
Inner
on
East
tap.
Side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For something like just something as simple as a fresh hot Pallet Jack, or just a Pallet Jack,
Mm-hmm.
not even a fresh.
We
hop.
used to comb the tap lists of all
Right.
the
every
beer bars.
Friday, and we'd be texting each other.
Yeah.
"All right, this is
Where are we
gotta
going?
go,"
This
and
is our
map out-
plan.
have
Yeah,
a whole
blah, blah,
mapped
blah.
out.
Yeah.
Hey, can you
Every
leave 30
4 or 5
minutes earlier
spots.
than we planned on so we can make sure we get this beer? I'm like, oh,
Get
yeah.
a seat before they open, and yeah, like that's those days are
Yeah,
done.
FOMO's gone for me
That's
too.
gone. Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to add one more thing.
Yeah.
It's a little sentimental, guys.
Oh, God.
I mean, I still like a trip out to DeGard every once in a while.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
That gets you excited?
Yeah. Once
When-
it's actually like on the calendar, it's like, yes, this is fun, and I'm gonna enjoy the 4 hours that I have drinking there. Or
Here's the thing
2
about
hours.
that. Like, that trip, too, is like, initially I'm always like, but then when I'm doing the trip.
when I'm on 6,
Like
when I'm on
the
6
and this ties into what I was going to say is the social aspect, like just driving there with friends,
in the car,
and then you go to
yes.
DeGard, and every time I've been to DeGard, the people at DeGard are fantastic, and like the experience is great. And a lot of times you'll run into just random people that are like, "Here, I'm gonna buy this beer, and you can try it, or you do the same, or whatever." And like, it just becomes this fun little excursion.
I will say I miss the old
Um,
DeGard better. The warehouse.
Oh, I don't.
I do. That's where I felt like I was more interactive with people, waiting in the lines for the
But
releases.
that's true. Yeah, I mean there
waiting
is
in the lines
that.
and hearing where people
Yeah.
were from, what they were coming for.
That was always fun.
That was
all
a
those
lot of fun,
Seattle or
yeah.
Cali
And-
people.
Yeah,
oh,
but
Yeah.
East Coast people.
DeGard
flying
doesn't
in,
have
like,
that anymore. Like they don't have that.
It feels more
It's not a-
isolated now when you go.
It's just
For
more of
me.
a standard beer bar
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss that old.
But the people behind the bar are great. They're very nice. Like it's
Knowledgeable.
A good and
Of course.
it's a good environment.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, so for me, it's like the social aspect, especially like after COVID and all that. It's like the social aspect of going out and hanging out with
Oh,
friends.
it's dead.
and
Oh,
doing it.
well,
It's like it's so much more. That adds so much
think
to
about
it that I
think
didn't.
about the first 5 years at ABV. How many friends do
Yeah.
we have now?
Yeah.
Right.
Because of ABV.
And that's
well,
continued
that's
on.
what I was
to
gonna
you
say.
today.
Yeah,
I
me.
know you because of ABV.
Yeah, I know you guys because of
Wait
that.
a minute.
yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh, sorry.
You think I'm your friend? Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm tearing up.
But like when you go out to the bar now, like even if you're sitting at the bar and there's a person next to you and they order a beer that like you're intrigued about, are you gonna ask them about it or
Not
talk to
now.
them? No,
They
like
might stab you.
like you
I
just
will.
you stay within your circle of no matter how many people you come with, whether it's 2 or 12, you only talk to those people anymore. Like
I
that's
will.
that's just how,
I'll be like,
or at least I am.
I'll be like-
anyway, and I feel like my groups
I'll be
are.
like, Amber, huh? You're a fucking
What's her name?
idiot.
Yes.
what strip bar were you at?
Amber Heard.
Yes, definitely Amber Heard. I'm not a big Johnny fan.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with age. If we were to be
That
interviewing,
too.
talking to people in their 20s,
There's still
they might be
people-
still going through what we went through back then.
Oh, FOMO is still a thing, I think, for a lot of people, right?
is
And
it though?
I think
Is
so.
FOMO really? Because look at when you go into the grocery stores now, or beer stores, wherever, you still see like all the barrel-aged beers that we used to race for that would be off the shelves in 5 minutes, and now they sit there for 6 months.
I think it's
But
true.
there's still beer. It's just not those beers that were racing off the
It's
racing to go
Brewhouse
get. Yeah, it's Brewhouse
today,
now,
yeah.
or
It's-
Great Notion.
Sure.
It,
Yeah, but I mean,
a little,
well,
But like I
that's
look at like the beer
generally-
nerds,
yeah.
like Steve, one
Yeah.
of the beer nerds that we've all
When,
met.
I
and
know when like
He
Elliot-
goes to Brewhouse every week or two and grabs their releases.
really.
Yeah,
I know when Fresh Hop Elliot came out, it went off the shelves in like 5 minutes. Like it was gone.
yeah, that happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's still some beers that have that clout, but
Yeah.
it's
like Abyss,
yeah,
everyone like they brew enough of it.
Yeah.
yeah. And I don't think like Great Notion has that clout anymore. It's like it's a fleeting thing. Like you can't build
It
a
is.
brewery based off hype because that's gonna Brewhouse will fade at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It
There'll
will.
be
Yeah.
some other brewery 10 years from now.
Yeah, there's going to be another
Mhm.
thing that happens, and people will
Some
drift
new
towards
style
the
that.
that's
guy
better,
who's the
or-
janitor at Brewhouse now who becomes a brewer.
My God,
and then
seriously,
opens his own
yes,
place,
yeah, it's gonna
then
be
he'll do
shit
the
like
next
that.
big thing.
Oh, you're
Yes.
talking about Satan.
Satanic
So I'm
Brewing.
gonna-
Mephistopheles
Oh, no,
Brewing.
he's way better.
Yeah, I
than
know,
you.
I know. Yeah, that was trash.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I was just like, what excites you about beer these days? Because yeah, like the old school stuff, like FOMO used to drive me and you a lot, Sean. And
Yeah,
it
me
doesn't
too.
anymore.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I live
Festivals
for
don't
it.
drive me anymore.
Mm. Give two shits about it. And do beer? I mean, how many beer festivals are there now compared to 10 years ago?
That's true.
I don't know.
There's a beer
actually,
festival every weekend in Portland.
is there still?
There's a handful that still exists,
Okay.
but I mean, there was literally a beer festival every weekend all summer long.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
Portland.
craft beer is so much more accessible now too than it was 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think
That's
about
a-
all the beer that's on the
It's
west
not
side
a big
now.
deal anymore.
And that's at your grocery store too.
Yeah, and the pandemic drove that too. Like the craft beer
Yeah.
from good breweries is just
Yeah.
available
Trader
now.
Joe's is carrying like stuff. I mean, they're carrying good.
They've always carried stuff.
But no, but
that's
they
what
get,
they sell is
they
stuff.
get good. They get
Stuff
good
and
craft
things.
beer releases.
Stuff and food.
We'll walk in and like, holy shit! This and it's like $4 cheaper than anywhere else you saw. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus, you know, or Jesus, however you want to call him.
Jesus.
Yes, nothing.
Devil.
Yahweh.
Yes.
Devil.
Oh, you idiot!
Yahweh!
But in the original, Jehovah starts with an I.
I heard his name was Josh.
Iway.
Oh no, that's Jesus. Never mind.
Joshua.
Josh
Wasn't he
Jesus.
Joshua.
Josh Jesus.
Josh Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus, Cracker's got all muddy. Well,
all
that's
right.
I've
Well,
got.
sorry, Jason.
This is Portland Jesus Talk podcast.
Please no, ever.
So, do you have any other questions, or are you gonna wait
For what?
for the
no,
show?
I'll hold my question. We ate up a lot of time. We're good.
Did we?
Yeah, we're like almost 2 hours in, man.
God,
Yeah,
Beef,
we are.
would you
Hour and
shut
45
up?
minutes.
It's definitely not me that talks
We're
too
good.
much.
Oh
I'm not-
man,
you know,
we ran through topics in like 45 minutes last.
Did you
last
really?
Month. It was quick.
I am such a time sink. Aren't
no,
I?
it's good.
No, I am.
It's good.
I am. I talk
talking about the
way
last
too
show?
much.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it was quick.
like I was.
I talk way too much.
no,
don't I?
no. It's good. I like the more
Yes.
in depth.
I'm not
Sean
gonna
won't
answer
say
that
anything.
question.
No, I like it. I like it. That's 2 on 1, and he has
Ooh,
Chad's vote.
I like 2 on 1 as
so,
well.
damn it,
We
we're
have
tied.
we have to make a campaign to get Chad to appear on one more show.
On
Chad,
just one more.
Chad,
we
Chad,
haven't had
Chad,
we haven't had
Chad,
the
Chad,
four of us on at one time in quite
It's
a
been
while.
years.
We've
It's
had him
been-
on. We've had him on when you weren't here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got.
That was strategic. Let's be honest.
I'll bet the listeners liked having Carrie on better than me. For
No,
sure.
she adds a different dynamic because
She's great.
Her knowledge base is she's has a lot more questions.
She's fun to play off of. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I feel like that's what you're good with too. With how much you talk, you open up new avenues and new thoughts for me too. No, I like it. No, seriously.
Well, you know, I mean,
Fuck that guy over there. I like
rare.
it.
You
No more talking.
It's rare when you get a
No
dynamic
more talking.
where you have 3 white males in a room together.
That's-
That's
yeah.
such a rare dynamic.
Well, with opinions
With
too.
No, hey.
Yeah.
Listen to what I say.
Yeah.
With no diversity. I mean, that's where this show really
Well,
excels.
and
There's some age diversity.
And who knows what they're talking about, right?
Oh, blew right past that one.
Thank God. I'd be out of a job. This is my job, by the way, right? I have. By the
Tell
way,
us how
my
those layoffs
paychecks
go.
lately have not been regular.
Boing.
All right, well, let's call it episode
Episode
110 of the Portland Beer Club podcast.
That's my
I'm not
check
gonna tell you how
bouncing.
to contact us anymore because nobody contacts us even when I say it. So
Because they don't want to be on the show.
I know.
Yeah.
Last day of summer. Tomorrow is fall. My favorite time of the year. Looking
The
forward
last
to
day of summer is?
it. No, fall.
Oh,
Fall,
okay.
man.
Bring Carrie back.
False fall.
That's another episode of the Portland Beer Club podcast. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Untapped, and check out our website at www.portlandbeerclubpodcast.com.